yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, coming to you 250 miles above your imagination up here in the International Fake Station. I'm flying along with my good friend and co-pilot, Something Wong. You'll hear him occasionally back there, boiling noodles, rolling doobies, whatever the case may be. He doesn't make a whole lot of noise, but sometimes he makes a little bit of irritating noise. But we tolerate him because he's a nice guy, and he does such a great job flying us across this beautiful level plane that we live upon. Haven't had to dip the nose of this thing down not one time. Not at all. Not at all. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So who do we got out here? Already 63 people over here on this side. What do we got on the Rumble channel? I got 16 watching. For some reason, the chat is pooched on Rumble tonight. I don't know what the problem is there. So if you're in there, hello. I'm sorry I can't see you. I don't know. Some kind of a weird little glitch they got going on. And then, of course, over here on the YouTube side, I've got 69. There's that magic number right there, 69. I saw the perfect triangle had 269-degree angles and a 42.0. Yeah, those are the perfect angles right there. So let me see. There's Michael Ritz. He's a neighbor. I know that guy. What's up, buddy? We also got Saddlebum here. Good to see you. My minimalist man friend Anson Howard over across the pond. Good to see you as well, my friend. Let's see who else we got. Tourette, Carrie Skates. Got a guest back here behind the curtain. Bet y'all there's Mojo, Sandro. Bet y'all can't guess who's on here. Bet y'all can't guess. let's see, who am I at? Half Warriors here. Tobin Schwing, unindoctrinated. Rachel, Carrie Skates. I'm a little bit tired, folks. I busted some ass today, man. Space Busters. Let's see, Mike, just Mike. That's cool, just Mike. Carrie Skates is with us here tonight. We've got Raleigh R. Let's see who else I got. Tobin Schwing is with us here as well. Clay Boudney. Good to see you, Clay. Welcome. And let's see who else we got here. Greg Brayton is here with us too. Our friend and resident in Colorado. He goes around and checking shit out for us if we need to. Fozzie Foster's here. Him and Roger Ledwell. That's what we need them to put together on a team. Nobody will hear them coming. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. Absolutely. You know we love you, Raj. But he's been being better. It's always somebody else now, so he just gets blamed for it. Look at who I got backstage. I got Ironworks. What's happening, my man?
Hey, man. God bless America. Yes, of course.
You better watch that accent. You have ice kicking in your door.
Ice, man. It'll be cold than a motherfucker in my front door, boy. Ice be all over this damn place. Quick, fast.
Man.
What's happening?
They going crazy with this crap, man. They ain't screwing around.
Yeah. Yeah. You had that one guy get picked up, and then he was over there getting interviewed by Dr. Phil. And I'm like,
well, we had a high-speed chase up 81, and it went from near Newmarket right here all the way up to Strasburg. And the dude was shooting at the cops and everything, and it was because they was deporting his ass.
You know what? I figured you can expect a lot more of that here in the next couple of weeks, especially with the weather getting a little bit warmer and everything else like that. Once that starts to happen, man, it's going to be on. It's going to be crazy.
Oh my God. Did you happen to catch any of the RFK confirmation today?
I don't know how. It's like he went through the gauntlet trying to get in.
I think he did well. I'll tell you, if I was him, man, and Elizabeth Warren is sitting there grilling me about some shit, I'd be going, hold on a minute. Ain't you that chick that tried to pretend you was an Indian to go to school?
Yeah,
right. Get out of here.
Yeah, she the $5 type, man.
No
she the
doubt.
$5 Indian ass. Yeah, man. And then they were giving
going
him
out.
shit.
She goes, and he has objection to us vaccinating his children. And it's like, well, yeah. You know, I noticed you didn't say our children. You said his children. And it's like, that's what it should be up to. It should be a choice by the parents. It really should be. You know, this mandatory crap, that's got to go. I'll wait. Somebody come and try to give me a mandatory injection of anything. I guarantee you're going to go out of here with lead poisoning. That's all.
Yep. Especially after what we learned. It's looking crazy for RFK Jr., especially with, you know, them Democrats getting all over his case for what it is he's doing. That's kind of telling. You know, you can't trust any of them. And for them to give him the amount of shit that they did and to protect Big Pharma the way they did, I'm like, man, if he gets in there and he doesn't do a bang up, because this should be like a cakewalk for him. This should be easy to point out all the discrepancies, call them out, and then, you know, apply the punishment where it needs to be applied. But because if he can't do that, in my honest opinion, the whole system is just this 2 thumbs down. Yeah. But if he goes in there and he does nothing, which I don't think he will, in all honesty, I don't think he will. But if he does absolutely nothing and nobody gets in trouble, yeah, man, the system it's rigged. It's completely rigged. Completely.
Well, it is rigged. We know that. Yeah. And I can't help but think that this is like a big dog and pony show to get you off your guard.
Yep. No, you know? Totally. These guys
haven't. I've seen all this. Oh, we're going to deport all these people, these illegals, and this, that, and the other. Okay. All right. I can see that. I really can. I mean, you just try to go to Mexico and stay there and see what happens to you.
Yep. They'll get you quick, fast.
Yeah, they will. They ain't going to mess around, or any other country for that matter. The United States seems to be the only one that puts up with that nonsense and then gives them away. it's like I've always said, if you don't want stray cats, quit feeding them.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to come here and you want to check out everything and you think this place is dandy and great, that's cool. You get all the rights that a tourist does.
Yep.
And that's all. We're not going to
Especially when
feed you. We're not going to house you. We're not going to give you medical care. None of that. You're a visitor.
Yeah. Especially when you come here and you provide nothing.
Right.
When you come here and you just fucking sucking on the tit. You don't provide no services. You don't do nothing. You come here and you do nothing. You just cause trouble. Like, you got to go. If, in my personal opinion, I think you're free game to the public. If you come here legally and you cause trouble, I think you could be shot. You should be shot. You should be killed by anybody, any American, any true American. You should be killed. That's my honest opinion. Hopefully, I didn't get you in trouble. Anybody in trouble?
Yeah, I ain't worried about none of that. But shit.
Yeah, I think you should be free game. It's that simple. Coming here causing trouble, like, nobody should let you live. It should just be that simple. But I mean, who am I to speak? I mean.
And it's like, I can remember the heyday back in when I doing construction back before 2008 and the collapse and all that, man. We were building houses like you wouldn't believe. Crew that I'm working with today was the same guys. It was great. I was the youngest guy on the crew. There was 4 of us and I was the youngest guy.
Recently?
Yeah, today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, today.
No,
I was the youngest guy on it. I'll tell you what, we were still shitting and getting it, man. We were still shitting it and getting it. You can't beat that amount of experience that was there on that site right there, Mm-hmm. And we're just finishing off doing a ceiling in a guy's basement over in Luray. Interesting guy, really an interesting guy. I got to talking to the guy, and he's like a bibliophile with a wide range of interests. He's got all these books downstairs, these bookshelves and stuff that are downstairs, and it's just like this wide range of interest in all the stuff that he reads.
Old books,
new books, and I said, I guess they're new to the area. And I asked him, "Have you been to the Green Valley Book Fair?" He says, "The what? No."
And I gotta go to that thing, dude. I have to go.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
It's awesome. It's just on the other side of Harrisonburg. You just go past Harrisonburg a ways and south, and it's right down there. You have to come down when the weather gets nice. Come on out, and we'll go out to the book fair. Absolutely. Yeah. There are no rides, but it's
yeah.
I pictured that one day. Leanne says, "You want to go to the book fair?" And I was like, in my mind, I pictured like all these little animated books on Ferris wheels with their arms.
You're like, yeah. When you tell something like that to a kid, they're like, "Oh man, I get to go to a little petting zoo. They're gonna have funnel cake and all kinds of stuff."
My wife's ex-brother-in-law, when he was young, he was staying with her and her first husband, right? He hangs out with us all the time. He's a good guy. He lives over in West Virginia. He comes and spends the holidays and whatnot with us. But they passed by the sign for the park and ride, and he was begging like crazy to go there because he thought it was an amusement park or something. They're like, "No, we're not going to the park and ride," and they're just doing their business and everything. Then finally one day the dude just pulled in there. He looked around and he's like, "Well, what is this? Where's the Ferris wheels? Where's the roller coasters?" No. It's not a park and rides. Of course. Wow. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, I'm looking at all this and everybody's going, "Yeah, look at Trump's doing this, that, and the other." And then I saw where he signed an executive order going to deport people for anti-Semitism.
Oh boy. Are you serious?
I'm serious, man. Now I have to read the whole thing, but I mean, I'm looking at it. I saw Brian Young did a video on it. Of course, I haven't had hardly any time to do anything here today. I want to catch that, but look, you cannot go against the First Amendment. It doesn't matter. If I am allowed to dislike anyone that I want to for whatever reason I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it would be wrong, I disagree with having rules about who you can hire, who you have to hire, who you have to let into your establishment or anything else like that.
Mhm.
That's up to you. If you want to cut out a certain segment of your consumer block, that's at your own peril.
It's your business. It is
Yeah,
your
but
business.
it's at your own peril too, because now you're
Right.
not going to get that money.
Right.
You know, if
But
I want to say, okay, no Chinamen are allowed in my store. Okay. Now they say, oh, you can't do that. Yeah, I actually could.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
your
but I
business.
have that right.
But
But
know
why
that
would I
you
want to
yeah.
cut that consumer block out? Why
Mhm.
would I want to cut out a consumer block? That's just it's ridiculous. So when you start going on about that, and I notice it's not anything, hey, you're not allowed to say the N-word no more. You're not allowed to call Hispanic people derogatory names. No, only Jews. It's only Jews. So what's that all about?
Man, you know what it is they're starting to read the pulse of the people, and people have a serious dislike for disease.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about sleep neither. So people don't like them. People don't like them because all they've done is stir up trouble and look at where we at. Look at where we at.
Oh,
All this stuff,
Christ.
people, the money situation. And I'm gonna give you your thing. I apologize, but
No worries, man.
there are two Korean guys that have a podcast, right? And they've appeared on YouTube, and even they've been complaining about them. And I'm like, wow, Asians that are complaining about Zionists. I was like, I never thought I'd see the day. I was like, it's like I've died and I've appeared in a whole different, segment of reality.
Yeah.
Now, these guys, they're complaining about them, and their biggest issue with them is the usury.
Yes.
The usury. Now, what I learned, I didn't even know this, but what I learned from their podcast, I forgot the name. I'll find it and then I'll get it to you. But what I learned in the podcast is that, of course, usury, according to the Bible, is wrong, right?
Right.
But that they commit usury to everybody else, all the goyim, us, right?
Yeah.
But to themselves, no usury. So basically, if they're running a bank or from the way these guys mentioned it, I didn't do my due diligence and I didn't look behind them. But from what they said, if there is a Z that decides he wants to go to, or somebody that's part of the synagogue of Satan, pick whoever, they decide they want to take out a loan at the bank. All they have to say are a few words, show their card. Okay, so you're familiar with this. Show their information, and then they get that loan minus the interest. There is no interest attached to their loan. I couldn't believe it. I said, that's got to be bullshit. It's got to be bullshit.
That serious nepotism that goes on with that too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, this whole thing is well, isn't that why Jesus was flipping tables and whooping bankers' asses in the temple, was just for that very thing right there.
And then they killed him.
And it's not just the usury. Okay. Did you know who owns Pornhub?
Oh, yeah, of course. One of them.
It's a rabbi.
Mm-hmm.
A rabbi, one of their quote unquote holy men.
Yep.
One of their
I think I'll tell you what I believe. I believe that since he owns it, he uses it as a way to data mine. And with that data mining, depending on what it is you're looking for, they can use that as leverage against you. That's what I think.
There's some reason that it's free.
Yes.
Okay, so you got to ask what that is, and it contributes to the demoralization and
spiritual death.
Yes, absolutely.
Totally.
I mean, all we have to do is go back to the 30s, go back to the 30s in this country, and who is running loan sharking, who is running prostitution, who is running the gambling, who is running pornography.
The first one in charge of the Federal Reserve
Meyer
was
Lansky. Meyer Lansky, right?
33.
Benny Siegel. And these guys later went on to become big heroes by founding Las Vegas. And there was a place that even like in this book I'm reading, that Hollywood Babylon, holy crap. Just the crap that they pulled just to make it look like they were trying to put out wholesome entertainment and stuff, but it was just a straw man. It was just a straw man. They brought somebody in from Warren Harding's little scandalous administration. I think he was
bad. He was a big time philanderer.
Yeah, he's a distant cousin of mine.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on my maternal grandmother's side, she was first cousins with him. So yeah.
Warren G.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they brought this guy in and they started this, had these purity laws and all this other, and they went like kind of on a witch hunt, threw some scapegoats under the bus. Same thing was going on. They were doing the same type of takeover in Germany at the time through the Weimar Republic. And so when you see these book burnings, look, they wanted to burn literature. They were burning pornography and books that were like My Two Daddies and all that kind of shit that they're seeing people crying about in the school board meetings and everything.
Right. Yes.
Same game. And it comes ultimately down to destroying the sexual identity, the political identity, the nationalistic identity, everything broken down so that they can start with just government is daddy.
Which I find funny, because isn't it, the leader of Doge, Elon Musk, isn't it his son that somehow became trans? He's trans, and yes, one of Elon Musk's son, it's like his older son, is a trans, and so because he was going to a certain school, they like forced it on him. This is what Elon Musk is saying. I don't know the full story until the full extent of that story. I don't know, right? And Elon Musk pretty much had a bone to pick with that school, and he said, words from his mouth, he was like, because of that, I lost my son. So he lost his son basically to the radical changes in society, right? And like, just to see this mishmash in the government, right? And to know and to see the folks that the current administration is in bed with, and freely so. And I don't see those people, or that I don't see that government. And I'm not going to say those people. I'm not going to say that all Jews are like that. I can't.
No, there's a certain segment of them that disagree with that completely.
Yes.
And they are all about the Torah and, being as righteous, I guess, as they can within that religion.
Right.
And they're actually being beat up and thrown in jail over in Israel for protesting what they're doing in Gaza and with the rest of this too.
Yeah. But the problem is when you have that bad element out there doing what it is that they're doing, it's like they end up getting roped into the nonsense. They want nothing to do with it. They get roped in, and then they get called all the bad stuff along with the bad people that get called the bad stuff. And so the Americans ain't, they're not with the shits no more, and rightfully so. So what I see next is they're gonna make a play at the guns, man. I feel it in my bones. They're gonna make a play at it. They're gonna do what they can to try and get at these damn pieces. Yeah. And anytime I see that, I'm just sitting there like, man, these guys get us time and time again with their
They look like Duffy.
Duffy, man.
Man, that final experiment shit. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm at with it. I think it's really cool. People are out there and figuring out how they did certain things and how they. Bottom line with me is this: you guys faked the shit. Okay, it wasn't real. What's that tell me? It tells me there wasn't one. Okay.
Yep.
So just like I'd said before, we are relegated to the same thing we were at before this dumb shit even started. Just like I said, we'd be. We were relegated to second and third hand stories from people that are not you, not me. Questionable video footage. And we already know that the guy that set the whole thing up, him and his partner Toon, are both two of the most intellectually dishonest people going right now to begin with. Yep. I mean, of course, we've got the other ones, but this is the thing, man. Not everybody's like them. Okay. Most people, they just think they live on a globe. They think that the earth is what they were taught in school. They memorized and regurgitated the bullshit that they had to so they could get the hell out of that prison. And it didn't give it a second thought after that. Now,
Yeah.
these other guys, they're actively working to try to shut people up because they want to get your channel shut down. They want to shut your face up. That's why they'll come on and try to porn bomb you. Or
Like Brenda.
yes.
Brenda
yes.
does that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start poking at you, talking smack, and then it's like, yeah.
So you got to figure it couldn't possibly matter that much to you. And if you actually truly believe it, which I don't believe any of these idiots really do think that the earth is a globe. I mean, after this point in time, I don't see how they possibly could.
Yeah. We got them in checkmate, and they're just basically jumping back and forth between two spaces, knowing that they're caught. And so somehow they've managed to make time for themselves to do whatever it is that they're doing. The problem, though, with that is that they're making more flat earthers, right?
Yeah.
John Thor just came out with a video today, which I thought was phenomenal. And it basically, I feel that with John Thor's video today, that should be used as the standard for people to follow, like as to why and how, because people want to come up with examples. Well, how do you know? You haven't been here. You haven't done that. Well, a lot of those things that John Thor put out today on that video that he made for like 50 minutes long, it's like that's picture perfect. That right there is picture perfect. And then you could add on a couple of videos from Taboo Conspiracy 3 with the distance stuff, Anthony Bear, and those should serve basically as the standard as to why and how this place isn't doing what they claim that it's doing. And then you provide it and you walk away.
This is the video that you're speaking of. I've got one here queued up. I'm going to show. It's just 7.5 minutes long. And it was by Heath Carmody. Are you familiar with that channel?
Heath Carmody. No.
He's only got 976 subscribers right now. But he put out a video. I think it's the one Roger put it in the private chat over on
Flats
today. So I pulled it up. I haven't watched it yet, but it's Educating Simon Dan Fans Part 1, Earth Observations.
Heath Carmody. Okay, I wrote his
name.
I'm
going to put the link. I'm going to put the link down here in the chat.
Okay.
So that people can go there if they wish.
And what's going on, chat? I see Barbara's in the house.
Yeah. Barbara, I can't put it over in my Rumble chat's not working for some reason. I don't know why.
Rach, Chicago Cubby Bear, Anson Howard, Sandro.
Again. Yeah, man. We got the good ones in here. Frank Noble.
Yep. Ironton
Auditor. What's happening, Terry? You should pop on up, buddy.
Ironton Auditor.
Yeah.
McDurpington.
Derpy McDurpington.
Luke 2343. Hadn't seen him in a little bit. Undoctrinated Emilios Man. All right. Carrie Skates. Rachel Rach. Let's see. Who else? Frank Noble. Paul Hogston. Yep. Paul Hogston. It's funny. I thought it was this guy named Hogston that I had in my basic ELINT class back in 2009. Hogston. He reminded me, he was a tall dude, looked like Egon Spengler from the Ghostbusters. Eugene 12, Shannon Emerson, one of my day ones. What's going on, y'all? Roger Ledwell.
Is Roger here too?
Yeah, Roger's here.
There's Roger. I see him. Yep.
Bad Mojo Jojo.
Mojo. Mr. Mojo rising.
Mark Purcell. Oh, man. The whole house is in here. Lev
we got it all. We got all the cool people here tonight.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We do. Let me see where I got that.
I love seeing this group, man. I love seeing these NH guy. New Hampshire. NH guy.
I've not been corrected, and I've always called him that New Hampshire guy. So
okay.
NH guy.
Eugene
Lynn.
CZLD in the house. All right.
Let's see here. Share screen.
DJ New Moon. All right. True Earth Whisperer. All right. Yeah, man. We tracking. Tourette 3006. Tourette 3006. I think that would be easier. What's going on, y'all? All right, it's good to see you guys.
Because I'm not getting those people's notifications. ABC sends me the links.
Right.
Try well, that won't work because then you won't be able to chat. Afterwards, just unsubscribe and then subscribe back again. Like click it off and then click it back on. I've had that work for me, and then I start getting notifications.
All right. Okay.
So I don't know.
F.E. Diver, Eldon Bean, Mr.
Eldon.
F.E. Diver. And who else? Mojo Shop.
Knew a kid. I thought that was a really interesting name. First time I'd ever heard it was in grade school. There was a kid in my class. His name was Eldon. And I was like, I'd never heard that name before. I was like, the heck kind of a name is Eldon? At first I thought it was Elton, like Elton John.
Elton John, yeah.
But it's Eldon. I was like, that's weird, man.
Like Eldon. Be like, what they call you for short? Don or L?
L.
Don.
El Dono. Anyway, this is Educating Simon Dan fans part 1. I thought we'd check that out at 7.5 minutes. Then I got some crazy shit off the Twitter we ran across today too. So.
All right. Started making this video weeks ago, but I had to put it on hold. Oh, okay. I think I saw something similar to this on Roger's channel.
He might have showed this.
Okay. After investigating another way.
It's Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. It's about 4:25 p.m. It's in the low 60s. Water temp's about 57, 58. Pretty much dead glass out here toward Ventura. Looks like a little wind line down outside the harbor down there. I think the humidity's around 50%. It's getting wetter quicker as it cools off, especially out here at the university. That's pretty cool. There comes another one up this way. Let me lock focus. Zoom in.
Simon Dan didn't disagree with the viewing location. Just a... Okay.
Okay, that's the 101.
Traffic can be seen moving in the video. Okay. I wonder how far that is. Oh my Lord. Ah. The truck. Okay. That's right. Can't be moving much more than a meter or so. Okay. So the observer's around what? 1.5 meters, 2 meters tall?
Yeah.
section of highway that is elevated by 30 meters. Refraction exists, so we absolutely cannot discount that.
Oh god. Refraction.
Dear oh dear, what a fail this one is. Amazing. If we take refraction into account, because remember, it is a thing, isn't it?
What's he got going?
Yeah, he's lowering it down a little bit. The height. I wonder if he's adding refraction, if that's what that is. Yeah, he's decreasing the height. It's like parents would require equal benefit. Okay. Let's keep going. Oh wow. Yeah, like yeah.
See, and they've overplayed that too, that damn refraction. They've just overplayed the hell out of that now.
Yeah. Like you see how desperate they are when they talk about it every time.
Yep.
And my thing is like anytime I hear them say it, all I could do is shake my head because it's like that point where you're like, dude, you're caught. Like
Yeah.
we got you.
Yeah.
What else can you say about it? Like, like at this point they're bullshitting. They know it's a damn flat place and somebody's back there pulling the strings on them or paying them whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I don't buy the views that they get. I don't buy the amount of subscribers that they have. I don't think it's legit. I really don't. I can't see people flocking over to see this goofball Simon Dan or Craig McNeil, for crying out loud. Who in the hell could handle watching him for any more than 10 minutes?
I don't know. He seems like he's falling to pieces too.
Good. That's what happens when you're possessed.
Yep, sit there bullshitting and lying to people.
Yep. And they can't turn that off when they turn off the camera.
When what?
I said they can't turn that off when they turn off the camera.
Oh yeah,
they're carrying it. They're carrying it with them all day.
You got to, man, because like I don't know how you can do that to convince yourself and then go on YouTube and then convince people this trickery, these absolute lies. And the crazy part is the people that actually fall for it, the masses of people that actually fall for it. Yeah, and like they, no matter how much evidence you provide them, they just fall for it.
Well, that's what they do. I noticed they do that. Americans seem to be highly suggestive to a British accent,
Oh yeah.
where as though it has some type of authority to it or whatever. It's and I don't know where they get that from. I really don't. Maybe because every damn documentary you saw growing up always had some British dude in front of a bunch of dusty books talking, oh, yes, well, I remember back in the summer of 1943. It was 1943. And, and it's like, well, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. He's all posh. He's like, and apparently this is where the refraction takes place. And then blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God, like people believe this motherfucker.
That's why they've got these guys. That's why they got a lot of these guys, even Brian Cox, for crying out loud.
And my brother, God bless him, just texted me because I sent him that John Thor video, and he's the one that's the math teacher, the advanced math teacher, right? And because he's this advanced math teacher, he's like, oh, well, you're gonna have to do better than that. Who in there has a degree? Which one of those guys have a degree? I'm like, wow, you're the worst. You're the absolute worst.
This unwarranted faith in academia, it just blows me away. I knew school was full of shit by at least by fourth grade. I knew it was totally full of shit. I was, look at this crazy stuff. They're just teaching the same thing over and over every year. You think you're going to advance up a little bit, and it's geared down to the dumbest ass in the whole class.
Yep.
And so then everybody's suffering because here's this moron that can't get nothing. And I mean, more focused on stupid rules. Let's put a bunch of kids out on a playground covered with gravel, and the number one rule, don't throw rocks. Go away. That's not going to happen. Kids are going to pick up rocks and throw them, man. That's just how it is.
Especially a bunch of boys.
Absolutely. Oh, my God.
Yeah, man.
And despite their death traps, I made it through. Everything on that playground, I believe to this day, was designed to try and kill me. Everything. Had this thing, it get going, spin around, and if you don't throw up, you get thrown off of it and break your arm.
Yeah.
You're down a slide when it's nice and hot and that thing's peeling your ass loose.
Yeah.
Man. Or the teeter-totter. You get on that thing and then some asshole just gets off and drops you. Wow. You learn some physics lessons, baby. I'll tell you what.
Oh, boy.
We just got about another minute of this left. Uh-oh. It changes overnight.
Here we go.
It didn't turn out consistent with the radius.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Joe Cool, what's happening, man?
That's good, man. I was telling motherfuckers, you had some good arguments last time I was on here, bro.
Man, it's all good, man. You know, we're just trying to learn. We still trying to figure this place out.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so,
well, we're different about it. What is different? What is it? Let me ask a question. It seems to me like some people think that if you say the earth is round, it's anti-God. Am I saying that right?
Wait, so you mean round as in a ball round or like
it's a sphere? I'm sorry, thank you. Spherical. It's anti-God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people do believe that because I think the reason they're saying that is because if you read it and like are true to what it is you're reading, which I thought I was, but I thought I was too, but I wasn't, right? If you don't know, you'll think that you're pro God and you believe that it's a ball still. That's okay, but if you don't know what you don't know. And there are a lot of
Yes.
people out
Right.
there that just don't know what they don't know.
Yes.
So that's what I think a lot of folks are in the camp of. But then
Well,
you
when it
have
comes,
those that are taught, you have those that are like, all right, it clearly says this, right? The firmament
Yes.
and the layout. They talk about Isaiah 40:22 specifically, right?
yeah.
The circle of the earth and its inhabitants being like grasshoppers, all this and all that, everything. But then when you go back to the globe, even after seeing all the evidence that states otherwise, then people are like, okay, you can't be
I
of
chalk
God
that
if
up
you-
to
you know what I'm saying?
misinterpretations, man. People take it too literal. That's what I assume.
Well,
like when he go ahead.
let's take a look at Genesis. Okay.
Yeah.
So we look in there and we see that God created the day before he created the sun. He created light before he created the sun. And there is a difference between daylight and sunlight. They go hand in hand, but they're not the same. You see daylight long before you see sunlight. And that's due to the gases in our atmosphere that diffuse the light and also fluoresce due to the electromagnetic field that comes with the sun, the positive electromagnetic field. But then you look and it says that he created, I think it's on the 6th day, he created the sun and the moon.
I think it was the fourth day?
Fourth or fifth? I mean, it was after daylight. It's after daylight, right?
Yes,
it's after
yes.
day and night. He put a light to rule the sky, a lesser light to rule the day or the night, and a great light to rule the day. Okay, and where does it say in there that then God started the earth spinning and made it go around the sun? Now that
They don't say nothing about
It don't
Cadillacs.
say anything about that. It
They don't
doesn't
say nothing about giraffes in there either, but we know they're part of it.
Wait, listen. God looks down upon the face of the earth. Where is the face of a ball?
The outside.
Well, could only be looking from one direction.
I think you might be too literal again. Like, so I was reading something where he was like, the doors of the sea open. Some guys literally thinking there's a door at the bottom of the sea, and there is not.
So,
How do you know that?
See, that's where you're mistaken, because there are people that have found such things and then they were ultimately executed.
Yeah.
Because they found something similar to what it is you're talking about.
What was that guy's name? Dwyer or Guire?
Dwyer, I think it is.
He found
Something
that
like
lake
that.
underwater.
Yes.
And
then,
yeah,
go
well,
ahead.
he was having it analyzed. He was having that water analyzed. And the wild thing about that was that he couldn't get that object down through it. But when that little pike eel or whatever it was, this little pike eel could go down in it, but then he came back up. And after like 2 or 3 dives into it, it was suffering from some kind of toxicity. And it literally tied itself in a knot. And then it kind of came out of it, shook itself out of the knot, and swam away.
If
But,
your argument is there are unbelievable things out here, I would agree with that. But I still say that people take everything in the Bible literal, especially things that we know should not be literal.
You're a Christian, you're supposed to.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, there are times where, like, like you could look in the Bible and you could see where God, it almost appears as if there are some times where he makes like certain things like flowery language, but then there are times where he's like, no, I'm being literal. You understand what I'm saying? There are times where he's like, this is exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So if he says he made the earth in a certain amount of time, that's what he means. So I'm going to take that as, no pun intended, as gospel, is that he means I made it in 6 days. And
Hey,
then
what if
you
he
got a
say,
day to rest.
But if he say I stood on the shoulders of other men, you don't really think he stood on the shoulders of other men.
That's that flowery language.
Yes.
Basically, he's, you know what I'm saying? That's
I think that's what, when they're talking about the pillars of the earth and stuff, it was just flowery language, man. There are no pillars. There literally are satellites and stuff. Now, we haven't seen them. Maybe they're in a different dimension or something. Yeah, but they're not here.
So, those satellites that you're talking about, I used to have to help those get up into the sky.
Right.
They're not what you think. I can
How
tell
do you
that.
know what I think? First of all, I mean, you know,
Because
let
you
me
just
say
said-
what I think.
Okay, well, what do you think satellites are?
I think they you bounce shit off of them. We'll start there.
Yeah, that's
So you mean like signals and
yeah.
stuff like
Yeah,
that? or-
signals, yes.
Okay, sure. How do you think they get up there? How do you think they move?
I think they get up there the same way I watch them. I do believe that Elon Musk launched Starlink. I think that's a real thing. I've seen Starlink outside this window right there.
So, you know, they're supposed to cause communication, right? They're supposed to provide some form of communication, whether it's
Yes.
visual or, you know, some kind of it's
What-
RF energy. So we're being led to believe that all those satellites are providing like our cell phones and cable and mass communications in general, but that's not at all the case. The vast majority, like over 95% of our communications are through undersea cables, and they
But
terminate.
it sounds like you're telling me that there are satellites. You do agree, apparently.
They're
that
not
satellites
on,
are up
they're,
there.
Definition
they're
of a
not moving.
satellite.
They're not moving the way you think.
But you do believe some is floating around up there?
Yeah, floating.
And you tell me
Floating.
how they're moving so I don't have to. Floating.
Yes.
Floating.
Under what
Yeah.
propulsion?
with balloons.
Under what propulsion are they? Because these
With
things
wind
fly.
currents. With wind
Wind
currents.
currents.
So as you ascend, your wind currents travel from east or from, let's just call it from right to left. They'll go like this, right? Kind of like water currents do. And then as you travel higher in altitude, they'll go in the opposite direction.
Are
So
you
basically
saying you
what
think
they
they're
do-
traveling on the streams,
Yeah.
the different up where planes and shit be? You think they're low like that?
They could be a little bit higher, but some of them, yeah.
On
They'll
jet
be a little
streams?
bit lower.
I
Sure,
mean, I
jet
could
streams,
see that
okay.
with binoculars. If that was the case, I could go up and I'd
You
see
could
them all the
still-
time if they were only that high.
You could still see them, but at the same time, some of them have neutral color on them. Some of them are translucent. A lot of those balloons are translucent. And you
Yeah.
got to realize these things are real small too. Like when I say real small, I'm like the size of a Honda or something.
Have
like
you ever
that.
looked at night and saw how fast they be flying around and shit?
You ever
don't-
saw how
you
fast
have
the
no
jet
idea.
stream goes?
Nobody has any idea what those things are up in the sky. And I look up in the sky every night because it's super clear out here, and I see a bunch of things moving in the sky. Nobody
Same.
knows that those are satellites. Nobody knows what those are. You
All right,
can't
that's-
classify them as such.
I can't class them as satellites by the simple definition of satellite, something orbiting around. You don't think I could
Well,
use that?
Well,
So okay,
but
but in the case,
term
in this
satellite.
case, in
What
this
is
case,
a
we're talking about communications
Right.
specifically.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
not, nobody knows what those things are, that like they look like little stars moving in the sky. I see them every night. You just let
Me
your
too.
eyes-
I could clear. I get binoculars.
Yeah.
You can see like
you can see
every minute, you're gonna see at least 3 or 4 a minute out here in Colorado.
and then they're telling you that they move at a specific speed when they're in low Earth orbit, LEO.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
17,500 miles an hour. All right. So I want you to take notice. We're being told that these objects are moving that fast, right?
Okay.
Yet there's nothing in this world that can ever move that fast. They're telling you that it's moving that fast.
What about rockets? What about a rocket? When you see a rocket
Well,
take off,
here's
how
the thing.
fast
Let
will
me
that thing
address
go?
that speed. Let me address that speed. Okay. They tell you that when you can see the ISS and it's 250 miles away. It's such and such a size and it's doing such and 17,500 miles an hour. All
Okay.
right. So let's say that it was actually only a quarter of that distance and actually only a quarter of that size. And now really only going a quarter of that speed. You'd be none the wiser of it.
When I had to go faster, if it was closer and smaller.
No, because
Oh.
you're thinking it's far away because of parallax. You're thinking it's far away, so it's going to appear to move, even though it's really carrying the mail.
So past the
it's only doing like that.
250. Let's do this. This is a little subject change. What's the diameter? I didn't think of this till yesterday or
Diameter
something.
of the Earth, like 70
Yes.
miles.
You guys have a idea? I didn't think you had an idea of the distance of the
this
flat
is what
Earth.
we're told. This is what we're told. We're
Yeah.
told it's 7,800 miles. So I'm just giving you what we're told.
7,800 miles.
Yeah.
All right. And if it's 7,800 miles, that'll give us an indication of how high the dome is. Yeah.
Well, there's a height restriction for civilian aircraft of 50,000 feet.
Well, you got to believe the dome's higher than that.
All right. Now, when you get to Antarctica, they have a height limit of 11,000 feet. 11,000 feet.
Down
Talking
there.
about the dome. Where is
Yeah,
how
think
high
about
is
it.
the dome was my question.
Well,
So, man, I couldn't possibly tell you.
If you know it's 7,000 miles, you can't tell me it's 20,000 or it's no longer a dome, it's a rectangle or pyramid or
like
something.
I hear what you're saying. But
So we can guess approximate height because we know 7,000 this way. We can guess how high it is now.
Well, you could, but depending on where you're at. If you're right directly in the middle, of course, of any kind of an arch, that's going to be the highest point.
Yes.
Now,
Very good.
The Go Fast rocket went up 72 miles.
Yes.
Okay. So we could say it's at least 72 miles high.
Why do you believe the Go Fast rocket? I don't know what that is, but I didn't think you guys.
So it's a rocket that a bunch of amateur rocket goers went ahead, put together, and then they launched, right? And then that thing, it didn't do that slow stuff that you see typical civilian rockets do. It just shot up. And then it got to a certain point, 72 miles, and then it stopped. Boom. And then as soon as it stopped, it just started to tumble.
I saw that. That wasn't my seeing of it. But I watched a bunch of other rockets now. There are endless amount of amateur rocket launchers now. Why only talk about that one? You could just spend a night finding endless GoPro strapped to the camera, beginning to end, non-cut.
You know why? The best part is after it does that and it starts to come down, if you slow the footage down, you'll see the sun go by, and then you'll see this little white dot. You'll see this little white dot. If you freeze it there and you zoom in on that little white dot, you find out that's the moon. Well, that rocket was launched over Arizona, and that moon was over New Zealand. Now, how are you going to see the moon on the other side of a ball?
I assume that you're seeing something. I think that you got one example here of something. I've seen the vid and discussed it, so I have an interpretation. You have an interpretation of it, but it feels disingenuous arguing that when we know all these other videos exist.
What stopped it?
How come you get to claim that one is real and the rest are not?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen any other videos.
What rest of what ones?
You haven't seen what about the rocket launch the other day? Yeah.
Which
what
one?
about
That
it? Do you mean the one that
Well, they
blew
have
up?
one every fucking week now.
Are you talking about the one that blew up?
I'm talking about anyone that went up there. Was it real?
Well, it went up there. I don't know. Was it real?
Yeah. So here's the problem that we come across, Joe Cool. That's a good question. That's a good question, and we've been catching them left and right line. So if you look, there are a few videos that they have of people sitting there videoing these rocket launches, right? Specifically videoing these rocket launches.
Yes.
If I were to video something, right? Let me show you what it would look like. Right on my camera, it would look like this.
I watched a couple of with my chick.
So you see me viewing, and I'm actually making a recording right now, right?
Okay.
So if you see it from a distance, if you don't see it perfectly, you see something. So these people were sitting there videoing a series of launches, not just one, but they sat there videoing. And so of course, flat earthers are very meticulous oftentimes. They viewed it on these people's cameras while they were videoing this rocket launch, and this is what it looked like.
It was black.
And it was, black screen.
Well, I would assume it's
multiple
the angle
black
or something
screen.
like that. I would assume multiple people had it from an angle where you didn't pick up. My girl has been next to me. Her screen looks black. I would assume it was that, right? Rather than something nefarious.
Everybody, exactly. Everybody's phone was black.
No, you said some.
No, all of them.
That's not what your man just said. Show me the video of all black phones. I know y'all got it. Look at my man. He's like, yes, in file number 772.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. Yeah, Sav, if you're out there looking for it, I know Leo has it.
We
Yeah.
covered it on here. I'm not going to go digging it out right now.
Well,
The bottom line is this: the crowd is superimposed. The cheering is way over the
so
top.
you are gonna go into it right now. You
Are
just
you gonna
said you weren't.
Well, I said I'm not going to go looking for it right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine. Y'all can keep chopping it up. I'll go search for it. I want you to see this for yourself.
I
like to watch-
gotta see
I
shit for
I like
myself.
to
I
watch
just
the-
no
listen,
disrespect.
I
I'm waiting
like
nothing
to
to come out
watch-
of nobody's mouth.
I like to
No.
watch the reactions of people. Okay. And I see these launches or these landings or whatever, and I see the really over the top performances being done where they're just way too overly freaking excited about this shit. You'd think that they just won a $1 billion lottery or something. You just watched a rocket go
I
up.
was pretty
Not a big
excited
deal.
when I watched it in video. That I was pretty excited.
Were you excited enough to jump up and down and scream for about 5
Man,
minutes?
listen, I was in
Were ya?
Florida, and one of them went crooked and blew up. It malfunctioned. One of them malfunctioned. I was with Rights Crispy, if you know a cop watch auto dude, and we freaking out. It was the craziest without the crazy shit happening, you know. And yeah, I thought it was incredible, bro.
So
We was
when
on the
I-
beach
when
and
I,
everything.
When I watched the Donald Trump assassination attempt from Butler, and see, I pick out anomalies. You know, that was the very first time that CNN ever covered a live Trump rally, ever.
No, I would have never assumed that. I would still wouldn't believe that.
Well, the second thing that got me was the crowd. Here's multiple shots fired, okay? And most of the crowd is just sitting there.
I
And they're
noticed
just
that.
kind of like, huh? And if you actually see a situation where somebody fires a gun in a crowd, them
Yeah.
people scream and run every damn direction you can think of.
Yeah, if the guy was
firing
firing in the crowd, right? If he's firing from from a block away, you might get a different reaction. If his gun is in the crowd, of course the crowd gonna lose it, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
So it's easy to trick people, especially
Agreed.
when we're sitting there watching from this far away and through a TV screen. So I got it up, and I apologize. I made a mistake. I said black screen. There was the backdrop of what was visualized right through the video camera, through the cell phone.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
But then there was nothing. There was nothing. So I'll go ahead and I'll blow it up. You let me know when you're ready to.
I'm looking.
watch
I'm
it.
zoomed in.
Okay. So here it is. Let me.
And some footage from Thomas Vajacruta. I'll read out the post here. We just witnessed human history in the making at the SpaceX Starship base. Interplanetary spacefaring civilization, let's go. Top 5 most insane things I've witnessed in my life. The launch was cool, but the landing was insane. Watching the rocket return from orbit, fully mind-blowing. Insanely impressive engineering. Full sci-fi mode on. Now, credit where it's due. This is a great catch, as we're about to see. And it's not my catch. I'm going to highlight it on my channel using the footage from the original content provider, who was Karen B. So big thumbs up for Karen B for catching this. Link in the description to Karen's channel. Like I said, credit where it's due. It's a great find by Karen. And link in the description. So let's have a look. So in this first clip from Thomas, we've got the launch. See if you can spot the problem here. We'll watch the launch, then we'll come back, slow down and zoom in on a glaring problem. Like I say, see if you can spot it. I'm just going to forward it a smidge just to save a bit of time. Did you spot it? Is the question.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I
Did you
saw
see
a guy
anything,
who missed it first because I film and I do the same shit. I try to film helicopters or something in the air, jets. I just came from filming jets in fucking, I don't know, somewhere in Florida. And yes, I missed it a million times and had to readjust a million times like he's doing, trying to find it. And I probably found it on the last adjustment. That'd be my guess. This is not glaring or anything. We can't even fucking see what's on his phone.
How do you not see? You could see the beach, you could see the background, you could see how blue it is on his phone. You could see the transition of the sky changing color. You could see that horizon line. You could see his pinky.
So that white shit to the left is the flame coming out the rocket.
Like we could see the flame, right? We could see in the middle of the screen. We could see the flame. We could see the rocket. We could see all that. We could see the smoke.
On his screen, what do you see?
You see his fingers. That's it.
Right.
With the blue
you don't see a rocket.
You don't see nothing, homie. You do. What do you see on his screen? Please tell me. What do you?
I see his fingers zooming in because he hasn't found what he's looking for yet. He's still trying to find it.
Okay. All right. Let me just keep playing it.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
In.
All right. It's playing.
And if you did, you would have noticed that our mate here in the blue top.
Do you see anything? He just zoomed.
He don't have it. He's pinching it to try and find it now, right?
Okay.
That's why he's pinching the phone. Yeah.
Okay.
I've done that a million times. I just can't find nothing in the sky, and can't find myself pinching all day long.
Got like a skyscraper right in front of you.
No, I'm talking about helicopters and lately jets.
No, we're not talking about a
find
helicopter. We're talking about a big skyscraper-looking object with fire shooting twice its length out of its ass. With
you understand that I filmed this myself, so I know it's feasible. I'm entertaining this, but it worked on my phone.
Yeah. But you know how bright that fire is coming out the back.
I assume that white shit on the bottom is probably something to do with the glare. I see white exactly where his fingers are pinched to the left of it. That could be some of the light emanating from the rocket, the lightest shit out there.
You mean that's like
with the smokeless horizon?
The whitest thing on the screen and on his phone screen, on that tiny phone screen.
Smokeless horizon.
Guys, it's 2025, man. You know, you got fucking 24-hour live stream from the ISS, and you give me a guy zoomed in pinching his phone. You look really thirsty.
It's the same ISS that you've had. How many you know how long the ISS has been in the sky? For over 20 years. I think around over 20 years.
I remember
how many
the
comments?
one before that when it fell. I was in grammar school when the other one fell.
How many
Skylab?
Yeah. So how many comets? How many launches have we had and everything, and not one of them the ISS has caught? Up with the exception of this latest comet, the Atlas 3. That's the only comet that the ISS has caught as of recent. And I think it's because we've been making so much noise in the flat earth community that they're like, oh, let's go ahead and let's get one of these heavenly bodies on. So yeah, all this time.
So the argument is that all of that footage is fake because they don't have a comment on there. This is your argument?
No. It's no.
How can you discount all of that footage?
Well, because if you're going to be on the ISS, you've taken a trip before, right? I'm sure you've left.
I've been on a trip for 5 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have you taken pictures before when you're on?
I have so many. Yes, I have a lot.
You probably have a lot of
the Grand Canyon with my chick, Texas, fucking Arizona. I just went to Tucson a couple days ago, Florida.
So for the trips that you do, you take a lot of pictures.
Oh yes.
These guys they live trips, right?
Yes. Yeah.
No pictures of anything leaving the earth going into space. And apparently we do this on a daily basis, especially with SpaceX.
Well, I would assume, right, first of all, that to catch that fucking thing when it leaves, I mean, at that one particular spot over the earth, I don't know. I don't imagine that, I don't know. I don't know how hard or difficult that would be.
It's not, but it's what we have we have close to 10,000 satellites in the sky right now.
Yeah.
that are also FMV satoites.
All right. I was just thinking of the latest launches. You're saying it's been up there for a while. Why didn't it catch any of those launches?
Yeah.
Because they don't have the capability to.
I don't mind. Here, I'll entertain yours, but you haven't entertained mine yet. The footage that I see of the ISS and the guys floating in space and the docking and shit you see now.
They didn't show you.
What is all of that?
They didn't show you any docking.
They didn't show me any docking.
They never did. They never showed you docking.
All right, they showed
two spacecrafts moving at 17,500 miles an hour and docking. Not one time have they ever shown that, but they claim that they've done it.
I thought they showed it on the very last one where they got stranded. I thought it was still attached and all that shit.
No, they're still stranded. They're still stranded.
Yes,
and
but the ship that they went in, they sent back down. I thought they showed footage while it was still attached to the ISS.
I don't know about all that. Is that it?
Yeah, let me see if I can find
it.
Oh,
no. I'm just showing you, man. Look.
That's Star Trek, man.
I know, but what? It made no difference. You put NASA down there in the corner and it's happening.
Again. So, Sav, let's say it outright. I don't like the disingenuous stuff. So, I can't tell you if you're telling me you have an argument that undersea fish was discovered. I can't give you. It'd be phony of me to say, they can fake fish. That's just ridiculous and thirsty, right? So I think what you're trying to say in a humorous way is that all of the footage from ISS is fake. I think that's what you're trying to say. Not anything could happen. Tell me it's all fake.
Okay.
Well, okay.
So I would never have to fake fish because we know fish exist. Okay. Fish go along with a natural order and they obey the physical laws of nature.
And go great with rice.
Yes, they do. All right. The ISS is fake because it goes to a place that violates physical law and the second law of thermodynamics. It cannot exist.
Yeah, there's one docked right there, bro. The very first one I found, they show it docking.
I know. There's one right there. Look at that. Look at that one. Holy shit! Look at that one.
And
right along,
Joe.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing. The point Saab is making right there.
Go ahead. What was the point Saab is making? That things can be faked. How is that an argument? When we walked in here, everything you ever said, I could be a dick and just say it can be faked.
No,
it proves nothing. Everything can be faked.
No,
hey, you missed. It has to be faked because it can't go to a place that violates the second law of thermodynamics, dude. That's all.
Have you ever
attention today?
See, this is why
wait. He cannot. Energy cannot be created, or is that the second law? Energy cannot be created or destroyed.
No,
is that the second law?
No.
Okay, help me out.
It involves entropy. You cannot have.
I could Google it before you.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, Tom.
You cannot have a specific volume of gas without physical containment. There is no evidence nor proof that gravity, if it existed.
Wait, the second law of thermodynamics. Wait, I want to make sure I heard him.
No, second law of thermodynamics. So let him finish. Let him finish. Explain it. He was.
You're talking about the first law. When you're talking about energy created or destroyed, that's the first law.
No, give me the second. You say gas needs a container?
Yes, it does. Absolutely. Without it, you have dispersal. It will not remain anywhere unless it is physically contained. The whole reason you feel pressure is because of the fact that you are displacing a confined fluid. If the fluid were not confined, you would feel no pressure.
It doesn't say anything about contained, man.
Okay. Did you hear a fucking word I said?
Well, I'm glad I Googled it instead of listening to you because I'm going to hear you contained. You misled me through the gate. I didn't think it said nothing about contained.
Hold on, wait a second. Right. Let me get this straight. You read the first partial paragraph of an explanation that you got from Google, and now you're a goddamn expert?
I didn't say I was an expert. No, you have it wrong, as I assumed you would. I just told you, I just Googled some shit. I didn't say nothing about being an expert, bro.
Joe, let him explain.
Space cannot exist.
Yeah, let him explain.
Space cannot exist.
Yeah.
Okay? It cannot exist. And if it
did,
No, because we
No,
need
because
certain conditions that
physical
need to be
law
met.
says.
The conditions need to be met because you can't
You're
do it any
saying
other
this
way.
law says space cannot exist?
No. So the concept of space can't exist without certain laws that
Be specific.
you
Which
need.
laws would not
He
allow
just
space to exist?
said.
Well, he misquoted and said something about containment. We know that
Okay,
that's
you
not
know
the law
what? If
unless
you
you
shut
show
your
me where
damn
it says
pie hole
containment.
long enough to let a motherfucker finish talking.
No, I heard you say
you
containment.
might-
All right. So
So
Joe,
you're not interested in an answer at all. So why are you here?
I heard your answer.
No, you didn't.
Containment.
No, you
Guys,
didn't.
so yes,
No, you didn't.
need.
So let me ask you this, Joe. Why are you here? You're incapable of learning. You're incapable of listening.
No, Joe's
Fine.
listen.
And yeah,
So then you don't need an answer. I don't owe you an answer because you're not going to listen to it.
you can do what you like. You're a grown man, bro.
No, Joe, yeah, just hear us out. Just hear us out. But
Yes.
Saab, go ahead, explain it.
All right. This is gas behavior 101. Okay. You cannot have a specific volume of gas without physical containment. That is all. Without physical containment, you have no pressure. Without pressure, you have no pressure gradient, which these people always like to say, that's because of gravity. They can't show me what their predictions of what gravity will do to a gas are. They have no mathematical equations. They just say that. Okay? You feel pressure due to your displacement of a confined fluid. If the fluid were not contained, like for instance, if you walk into a bank of fog, you don't feel any pressure from that fog. Why? Because it can move easily away from you. If it has nowhere to go due to the laws of displacement, you will feel pressure. Now, without physical containment, that specific volume of gas that we call our atmos would not exist at all. It would equalize with the empty space outside of it. Earth has to be a closed system. There are two types of thermodynamic systems. One, actually three. One is theoretical. You have an open system or a closed system. They say there's an isolated system, but as of yet, it's only theoretical. Now, in a closed system, only energy can transfer between the two systems. In an open system, energy and matter can pass through.
This is a long
If
answer.
matter can pass through, and gases are a matter, it's a form of matter, it will escape and it will equalize with the
somewhere, yeah.
outside pressure. This is easily shown, right? Let me just grab up a little video I got of it.
All right, while you grabbing the video, if I could say all of these things, yes, I'm I don't know, I'm an average intelligent guy. I understand how gases work.
Then you
And
should know that
excuse
couldn't
me, I was very patient. Right. In the conditions that you talk about, yes, they would just float away. Yes, unless you had something that can hold them here. Let me ask you guys, well, I won't even ask you, I'll just say gas has weight. If gravity does exist, there is your answer why you don't need a lid. Gravity will hold it here. In this theory, you no longer need a lid.
Okay, let
All
me just run a mind experiment by you. It's real easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say I got this little remote control box. It's about the size of a shoe box. And it's got a lid that I can open with a remote control and close it and it seals up. So I put it here on the table. The box, the air in it, myself, we're all being held here to the earth by gravity, right? So I'm going to seal that box up. I have 14.7 PSI inside the box, 14 PSI outside the box. Incidentally, if I put that box on a scale and I tear the box weight away, it will register no weight whatsoever because it's the exact same pressure as the air outside. Okay. And I'll get into gas cylinders later. So anyway, we have a vacuum chamber over here, which I might add requires containment. And I place the box inside of the vacuum chamber. Now myself, the air, the vacuum chamber, the box, the air inside the vacuum chamber, and the air inside the box are all being held to the earth by gravity. And now I reduce the pressure inside of the vacuum chamber. We get it down as low as we possibly can. And then I hit the button on my remote, and that box opens up. Will the air that will that 14.7 psi air remain inside that box with the lid open, or will it?
I assume that as soon as you open the box, I was half listening, if I'm being honest with you.
Right.
You exchange the pressures, it would rush out the box.
So then the inside of the box and outside the box would now be at the same pressure, right? Because it's equalized.
After it's done rushing out, yeah.
So why didn't gravity hold it in the box?
Was that your point, really? Is that what all that?
No, that's the point. No.
That is the point.
That's the point, yeah.
Well, maybe you introduced a force that overcame gravity, like the vacuum pump that you used.
But then you're going to have to.
Pressure, we're not running it no more.
So now you have to.
You don't really have to, because you sucked all the shit out. You've put the energy in there. And it's got to go somewhere. When you open the box, it's like a nozzle with a hose in one of the squirt guns. You create a small opening. The shit rushes out.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about with gravity. And the Earth has been around for a billion years. There is no opening and no quick rushing of a box in the scenario that I propose. Your shit don't equal mine. There's no rushing box. Space didn't just pop up and suck something.
That's right, because it doesn't exist.
It can't.
It can't exist.
I can see it out the window.
It's a variable.
What do you mean you can see it out the window? You see
I
dark.
can bring that dark shit in space.
It's dark. That's all it is.
I can show you the dark shit.
So when you look into a closet, if you go in the closet, you shut the door. Are you in space now?
No, that dark shit, not the dark shit in there.
The dark shit out there. In there. Then
yes, now it's definitely space.
No. But Joe, that's the thing, is you got to get this out of your head. And we were there. We were right there. That we're like, hey, you can see this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's the part that's hard that you need to remove from your way of thinking.
Why? Tell me why. Give me a reason. Give me a reason why I should remove it, because I have a lot of good reasons why it should remain the way it is.
Okay, because your default, right? It's so what Saab explained, all that stuff, right? And then you have to consider this. You definitely have to consider this. Dave, what's happening? Porter, what's happening? I didn't get to say hi to y'all. What's happening?
Hey, guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. So what you got to consider is, if you just popped on this planet, right, and you didn't know anything about this place, your default position as to what this place is flat, level, even, all around.
I have considered that, so go on.
Right. And so everything that the reason that there's so much backlash with you is that this is what you were taught. We were taught the same thing that you were taught. So it's not like this is foreign to us, right? Everything.
Okay.
Well, my assumption is the same stuff that you were taught is the same stuff that I was taught, right? We went through the American curriculum. And so what you have to consider are what they call the facts, right? That there's a vacuum out there, and it shares space with this gaseous Earth of ours, a gaseous ball. And so there is no such thing as a gas that's being held down by gravity. Meanwhile, you have adjacent to nothing, which is,
why can't it be next to nothing? Here, let me ask you this.
Hold on. And I kind of
torr. Do you know what our pressure is at sea level in torr? 760 torr.
Yeah, I just have that knowledge, Andy.
10 to the negative 17.
Right. Is like is where the moon is at. It's like 10 to the negative 11, 10 to the negative.
Wait. Listen, let me say. You say where the moon is at. We just said that the Earth is 7,000 miles or something, so the ball can't be more than 7,000 miles high. How far is the moon? Right?
Well,
they said 240,000. They said they claim 240,000.
I'm asking you how far. I haven't asked. I know what other people say. How far is the moon?
How would I determine that?
Well, the same way we determined the height of the globe of the thing so far. We didn't see it, but we know because the Earth is what do you say, 7,000 miles.
Right.
We know that if it's a dome, it's not 7,000 miles tall, right?
So Joe,
but you would have to have an independent reference frame to base to get your line from. Your vertical drop it's still going to be an assumed. It's assumed.
I'll go with assume. Give me anything less than 7,000, and we still have a fucked up shaped dome. It's less than 7,000 miles, right? The dome.
Probably.
So I don't know. I don't know. This is
wait. See, here is the problem. Let me. I'm sorry, but here's the problem. You said what people have taught us and what we've learned from them. Have you gone out and learned something on your own?
Yes.
Because that would tell you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, that would tell you that if you put a dome over something, a cup, it is not longer than the fucking cup. We can say that, right? From fucking having domes on cups.
Hold on. You don't think
I've never been that high. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and make up some numbers or make something up.
It's not a dome if you put it 250,000 miles away. It's no longer a dome, right? It's something
how do you
different.
know it's 250,000 miles? How do you know how big it is? How do you know how far it is?
We don't know how far that is.
How do you know?
That's an assumption. You're making assumptions. We don't know. If it's okay to not know, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so you're
yes.
These distances, but you're given, because I'm given 240,000 miles. So everybody in this panel just about knows that we're given that the moon on average is 240,000 miles away from the earth. But that's what we're given. So I'm giving you numbers that we're taught in school. We don't
I have those numbers. I don't want to use. I want to avoid what we were taught at school for the sake of this argument, and just what we can determine what we know. Fuck what they tell us.
I don't know. I don't know how far the moon is. I don't know.
All right, here, do this. Do this.
I don't
picture a plate. That
we don't
plate,
even know if it's solid or not.
Picture that plate. Yeah. Picture a plate. That plate is 10 inches. Somebody's got some static.
Your mic. It's either
What's all the static on the speakers tonight?
Dave, that's you.
David,
sounding like Starscream right now. Yeah,
there it is.
David.
Yeah, I think it's you on the bottom left.
Yeah,
David. There we go.
If that plate is 10 inches wide, this is simple. You guys been giving me some pretty complicated shit. Don't bail on me now like this is hard to understand.
I'm listening to you.
Thank you. 10 inches wide. Now draw a dome over it in your head. It is maximum for it to still be a dome. How many inches you gonna give it? 1,000, no longer a dome. We can make some guesses here.
It could be an egg-shaped dome. I don't know.
Very good. Give me some inches. Plate's 10.
I don't know.
I could have a 10-inch
20 inch.
I could have a 10-inch
I like
plate.
that. I go for 20 inch.
Listen, I could have a 10-inch plate with a dome that's only 1/4 of an inch, only 1/8 of an inch at its apex. All I need is a small blister. The bottom line is this: regardless of how far away it is, regardless of what its shape is, it has to exist, or we wouldn't.
No, I don't want to bottom line it yet. I want us to use our common knowledge that we have. If the moon is closer than the dome, we can give an estimate how far the sun is and the moon is. Why haven't you done this yet? How far is the sun, guys?
Have you ever tried to measure a rainbow?
Have
you ever tried to measure a rainbow?
Doesn't a sextant bring up the actual kind of the angular?
I can't use a sextant. I like to speak to what we know, but go ahead.
So here's the thing: we can't measure. We can't measure how far the sun is.
Sure, you can.
They've claimed. Well, how do you measure?
You use other things as a reference.
Like
right?
What do you use?
Nothing you can
Here,
reference.
I'll use, let's say I live in Chicago. I'm going to call it, because I'm old, the Sears Tower, as opposed to the...
So you're going to use the Sears Tower now?
I'm so glad you said that. Yes. And when I go away from it, it shrinks. It gets smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if, as they say, the sun is, as you say, close to us, it will exhibit the same thing. And Asaf has told me that the reason I can't see the sun anymore is because it shrinks out of my distance.
No, because you feel the view is compromised. I didn't say because it shrank out of your view. You assume too much.
No, I don't assume. When we first started talking, you actually held up something and said it gets so far away that I can't see it. You even brought up
Right.
the way the
And
street
what- and the
signs and
reason-
stuff
and what
go
were the
down
reasons-
like this. The street
And what
lights.
was the reason I told you? I told you what? Atmos opacity.
Yes, you told me that too, but you also said that as it gets away from me, it's going to get smaller, right?
It does.
All right. So you said that. Don't argue with me.
All
All
right.
right. That's easily testable. Just
Okay.
watch. I just watched your guys. Everybody sent. I don't know which one it was. I don't even know their
Oh my
names.
God! Are you? Gonna
But
bring that
everyone
up?
sent a picture
Failure
of the sun. It was
Duffy's
the
failure.
everyone
where we're
pictures.
going?
Everyone,
Yeah.
if you just was quiet, you'd hear where I was going. Everyone sent a picture of the sun the same size. That would not be from different places on the earth, same size. That is not possible, correct?
It's local and close, so it
So it
Well,
cannot be possible.
no, it can
Well,
be possible.
yes.
It's local and
You
close.
could, you could have right. You could have your perspective of the sun from.
Not if
I can-
it's
I can
if
show you a
I'm
picture
on
of the
one
sun at
end of the
15
planet
millimeters.
and the sun's on the other. If I take a picture
and, it would
and
be-
I'm on the
then it-
far end, it's smaller than the guy who was overhead, right?
Well, how would you see it if it's on the other end? It might be nighttime for you, right?
Well, I'm not that far. I'm just far enough where I can barely see it.
Well, light
It's
has
it's
attenuation.
small at this point, right? Because it's about to disappear out of my field of vision and start to fucking with the opacity levels. It's got to be as tiny as it's going to get where I can see it. I take a picture, it's noticeably smaller.
Okay.
If someone takes everyone on the earth take a picture of the sun and it's the same size, we know that it's nowhere near us.
But
That's not.
but how?
But
But
not-
my
How
thing
is
is,
that not logical?
no. So my question is this: we don't even know how to get to where the sun could be, right? Because you have pictures of people on top of mountains looking down at the sun. You
No, you
have
don't.
people, and do you want to
Is
bet
that
me?
better?
Like, you wanna
Yes.
bet me? You really do.
Yes.
You really want to bet me?
Yes. $2 to Saab's super
All
chat.
right.
$5 to
Okay.
Saab super chat.
Amazing, Saab. You're gonna
All
get money.
Wait, because you guys are flat earthers. I gotta qualify shit. I don't want to hit no
Oh.
horizon. That's it in the horizon shit. A real picture of
No, no,
someone
no.
looking down the sun,
Okay,
right?
all right.
All right.
Okay, I'll get it for you. But
All right.
I got a question if my
while I'm-
static speakers are working.
Yeah,
No,
but you
they're
good
working
now.
Just fine.
You
They're,
good?
they're working just fine. Yeah.
You
Let
good
me
now?
let me finish my point real quick. So, yo, we don't know if it's solid. We can't quantify any kind of tangibleness, whatever.
I
We don't know if
understand.
it's solid. That's one. We don't know where it sits, the sun, but we know something is bright and in the sky and it moves. So it's
How
like,
do you not know? You've watched shit move around your entire life.
no, but Joe, cool. Here's the thing.
Well, the sun be
Nobody
different.
knows the sun and the moon. We don't know. We don't know if there's.
Well, I've looked around on Earth and seen shit move, and I know how it looks when it moves. Why, when I look up, would I assume the laws of physics no longer apply?
Hold on.
I got
You see,
the
hold on.
answer.
Let me show
Go
you.
ahead. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
hold on,
mute
hold
to
on,
make
hold on,
sure
hold
this
on.
guy gets a
I'm
word
gonna
before
stop
I
you
Joe,
get
real
I
up.
got
quick.
the answer.
You
for
see
you.
Let me
this?
stop real quick.
This is
The
a light and it
sun-
moves.
The sun, the moon,
God
and none
damn
of
it.
the shit in the sky belongs in the realm of science or physics until we can actually physically test these things. Go ahead, David.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
No, not nonsense.
No, it's
Sure,
true.
nonsense. If you
It's-
believe in gravity, you can see the way a fucking planet orbits
That's
or
the
something. You
problem.
don't have to
Great
physically go
pumpkin.
touch anything.
If
But
you
that's the
believe in
problem.
a great
Assume
pumpkin,
the
if
average
you
That's the
believe in a
laws of
pumpkin,
physics teaching you something
No,
without
it isn't
touching it. He
particular
said it was
law.
impossible.
Joe, you have to base laws off reality.
That's
Okay?
the thing. Is we're making assumptions that other things exist when we don't know.
We've literally
it's-
found planets by looking at other planets' gravitational fucking
Joe,
orbits.
Joe,
Who's we?
cool.
When did
That's
you
pretty
ever
much
find a-
evidence.
You
When
speaking
did you
French?
find a planet, Joe?
Oh, you
So
say
Wait,
Colin
you
came
niggas
on
been
and told
speaking
you-
French all night. I'm assuming y'all ain't did one experiment that y'all talking about. You've been speaking French
Joe.
all night.
Joe, here's the thing. We've done what we can do. This is what you can do. You can sit here on Earth. You could see things at a distance over bodies of water that you shouldn't see. That'll show you that this place is not doing what they claim that it's doing.
I don't
That
even have to
means-
leave to see that the sun stays the same size as it goes across the sky. I don't have to leave my backyard.
But here's the thing: is you're assuming that the sun is where they claim that it is, and you're hold on, and you're also assuming that the sun is a gas giant.
I am not assuming none of those things. I am just saying there is a ball of sky that provides heat that moves and stays the same size. That is all I'm saying. I can observe that with my own eyes.
Okay, then that's fine. If we agree on that, that's fine. But we don't know what it is. We don't know where it is.
I wouldn't argue that.
From.
This is just the sun and the horizon. You owe me $5. You owe $5.
No.
This is just the sun.
There's the sun staying the same size,
Hold
Joe.
on. I got you. I got
Look at that.
Vlad, can I say something real quick though?
Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna go look at this.
Joe, look, there's other little nuances when it comes to space and stuff that I questioned. All right, I didn't just jump on board automatically. All right, and we're just not here crazy people. We're just sitting here. I think you're in a place too, because I can see you have an open mind because you listen to logic and you use all.
I chase logic.
Yeah. And so when you see it, you don't. It's a frequency. You hear it.
Agreed. I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. I resonate with logic. Yes.
Discernment on it, man. Use discernment on it. Look, I looked into the vacuum tests with the spacesuit. Just at -14, it about killed the guy. They wouldn't even film the rest of the test. And they started when they started using monkeys and stuff, they had to put water within the vacuum chamber. And if it started boiling, they had to stop the acceleration on the.
That's interesting because I've seen videos where they do the vacuum shit and it works out swell. There's no problems.
Not with human beings, no sir.
With humans,
not once.
I can show you that.
Hold on, yeah, I'll show you.
I'm not. Where the man could not even, his hand almost it capacitated.
It was hard for it to move in the
yeah,
thing.
When they got his hand out, it was the shape of a glove.
Yeah, it's logical if they suck the air out of the glove, but that's not what's happening out there. You would use the air inside to equalize the pressure out.
Well, if you're,
I'm just saying
if your suit has a malfunction, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened to this guy pilot. His name was Joe Kittinger out of the U.S. Air Force, and he was conducting Project Excelsior. And so his glove had a malfunction. He wasn't even in space yet. And then because of that malfunction, his hand blew up to the size of like a damn near baseball mitt.
It's logical.
So this is the thing: is he was still within the Earth's atmosphere.
No, but without the malfunction, he'd have been fine, right? Clearly, because he was fine before.
But
he had a malfunction. He would have been fine without the malfunction. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, he was still within the Earth's atmosphere.
Would he been fine without the malfunction?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But you don't. I don't think
so. You can wear a suit in space.
No, I said he's within the Earth.
You gotta get
I understand, but the fact that it malfunctioned and it fucked him up shows me that it had it not malfunctioned, he probably would have been going okay for a bunch of more miles.
Okay, all right, Joe.
You gotta be able to get there.
Simple. That's just logic.
Joe Cool.
Gotta be able to get
So
there.
he was within like 80,000 feet. 80,000 feet.
And he still had a reaction when he lost pressure.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So it sounds like the pressure theory works without losing pressure. He might have been okay.
No, it's a lower pressure at that altitude. It's just a lower pressure.
It still was. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it still was a fucked up altitude. It was enough where it fucks with you.
Absolutely.
If they could beat that, they could beat another pressure. It's just logical.
No, because they can't.
They beat the 80,000. The glove, the suit worked up there.
It gets significantly worse at altitude.
So it was working so far.
No, and go ahead.
They can't even reproduce the vacuum of that pressure in a lab frame. They can't even reproduce
That's the problem. We can't. We can't reproduce that.
Yeah, it's
the vacuum of what vacuum are we talking about?
Go ahead.
Vacuum of space is 10 to the -14 torr.
That's on the moon.
It can't even be. Isn't that right, Sa?
That's on the moon. It's 10 to the -17 in space.
In space, yeah, that's right. That's right. And
I don't know what that means, but I assume if I throw a coffee cup in space, it floats around forever. Am I wrong?
Yes,
that lack of
because there's no such place.
It'll explode. What?
Joe, here's the biggest problem you have with all this. Whether or not a pressure suit works or not,
We go ahead.
Listen, it doesn't
All right.
matter. You have to get through the physical containment necessary to have air pressure in the first place.
Right.
You have to get past the physical containment, meaning
Yes,
you have
sir.
to wear a suit.
No, meaning you have to be able to break through whatever containment is making us a closed system.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In
What
other
they gotta
words,
do?
that dome that you're talking about, that dome,
All
you
right.
have to bust through the dome.
Wait. You've never seen that. I don't think you claim it. You're the guy who was just telling
I
me if
didn't
I
say
don't
I was
see it.
claiming
Not
it. I
you,
said
not
that.
you.
Okay,
Saab
okay.
was the guy who just said if I can't see it or touch it, I can't refer to it. So I'm not sure you can claim the dome.
Okay,
right
yeah,
now.
What?
I
All right.
cannot claim a shape. I
Right, there
cannot
we go.
claim a material. I can only claim that physical containment is necessary for a specific volume of gas or gases.
Yeah, absent gravity, you might have an argument. Let
No,
me ask you
until
guys
you
this.
can actually prove that
Yeah.
gravity has an effect
Yeah.
on gas,
Yeah.
then you don't have anything.
I could prove it just
Listen,
if you wouldn't
you're
believe it, but I could prove it simply.
What,
You're not
then
going
what
to
about
believe it.
then,
All right, go
then
ahead,
if that's
prove
the
it.
case,
Hey,
what
Joe.
about helium? What about helium, Joe Cool? And
I
hydrogen?
assume it's a lighter gas and there are
It
heavier
is, and
gases.
it's not because of gravity. It's because of density.
Wait, weight is because of density?
No,
no, not
weight is
weight, not
the
weight.
weight is the relative density of an object within a given
Yes,
volume.
and so in density, we're talking about the denseness, the
I get it
constitution
with
of
the
stuff.
yes.
You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
that with buoyancy, but are we okay? So weight is something different. What is weight?
Weight
So
is
weight,
a
like-
quantification of the relative density of an object within a given medium. If
Right.
you change the medium, you change the weight.
So, for example, to make
wait,
it
wait.
easy for you, like say Saab is like 180 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Saab is 180 pounds, but I drop him inside of a swimming pool and then he sinks. But then I get a balloon that's 180 pounds, and it's
I
got
understand
air.
buoyancy. I
Listen,
understand that.
listen.
Yeah.
And it's got air in it. And then I
Right.
take that 180 pounds balloon.
Hey,
I
Brother
drop it
Joe
in
is
the water.
playing
But
everybody. Everybody's being played by Brother Joe. Wake up.
Oh, I know. He knows all this shit.
Yes, this
Joe-
is basic. This shit's
Okay.
basic to me.
While my microphone is not breaking up right now, I got two questions for Joe.
Yeah.
Do you
Thanks
consider
for
your
cutting me off.
relative daily experiences to be a reality in your mind? Are you capable of realizing reality?
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't know if you want to go all woo-woo, but no, this is not necessarily reality. No.
Okay. So
All right.
your daily life is not based on reality. It's based on feeling.
Reality seems to be very subjective if you want to go there.
So if you hold a brick in your hand, is that reality? Or
I
are
don't
you
know.
making
You
it
don't
up?
want to. This is
Or-
going to sideline the
Or
shit,
if
Joe. It
you
really is.
hold a brick in your hand, are you delusional? Or do you know that you're holding a brick in your hand?
I don't know. You know why? Because I'm a fan of quantum physics. And now I've learned that those particles, I can't even touch them because of the fucking magnetic forces in between them. They're not as close as I thought. It's more empty space in there. I can't even find where they are because they move the fuck around. So no, I'm not sure it's a brick. I might be in a video game playing GTA. I
So you
don't
was
know.
told that you can't touch them whenever you're.
I mean,
You can't
Hold
touch
on.
anything because there'll be a magnetic
energy
barrier. I
interfaces with the
can't
medium.
touch you. You can't touch your woman.
Everything's connected. Your energy interfaces with a medium of every solid piece of material that's energized. With another person.
I just
become
meant
one.
physically touch, right? That's where
Physically,
atomic
you
bombs
do.
come
Oh,
from.
that-
You
that
can't
barrier-
physically touch.
That barrier is a type of.
You just jump from one fantastical shit to another.
Yes.
No. In
you
order
guys
to,
played so good. I
Dude,
think
you
that if
interface
Joe-
with it,
if
brother.
Joe
You
would
do.
rob
I
the
believe
bank
we
tomorrow-
interface. I was talking about physically touching.
Joe
I
would
don't think
rob
that's a
bank
thing anymore.
tomorrow
Oh, dude,
and got arrested,
you ever
went
heard
to
of
trial.
symbiosis?
I
Joe
do,
can
and I
get off.
agree with all of that shit.
Joe
I
can
believe in
get
quantum
off.
entanglement,
do
and yes,
physically
I am touching you. You're
capacity
touching me right now.
Wait for me.
All right. Listen,
Joe
I'm
does
just
not
going to go
live
right
in
here. Hold
reality.
up.
He has his own
All right. Well, hold on, Joe.
theoretical way of living.
Have you ever been on a show or on my show before and been told that gas pressure requires containment. And
Yes, I had to go
okay,
study
all right,
that
all right.
shit.
It's
Yes.
just a yes or no. It's just a
Yes.
yes or no.
Yes.
Have you ever heard the quantification of what weight is defined as on my show?
I don't think we have.
Okay, so say it again, that it's the relative density, it's a quantification of the relative density of an object within a given medium. Okay. So what I have to ask is, you keep coming here.
Yes. I disagree with that definition, by the way.
Well, that's great.
All
Until
right.
you can actually prove
I
your
think I
gravity.
can. I'll do it right when you're done.
Okay. So if you could actually prove gravity beyond spouting out a myth of math attract math, which is not true at all.
This is going to get very specific. My proof, I have a feeling, is going to be very specific.
And specifically that gravity has an effect on a gas behavior.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Okay.
All right. Let's go with let's see. Can I take this is going to take a while, but please be patient. I take a bunch of BBs and a basketball.
Gases, Joe. Gases.
I could be nice.
Gases.
If I take a
BBs
bunch
are
of
gases.
BBs, well, they stick to the outside surface of a big ball, of a basketball, some size ball.
If it's got glue, maybe.
If it has glue or something holding it, yes. Normally it wouldn't stick there. If they're metal and I put a magnet in the middle of that ball, they would hold. You could spin that ball, throw it through so-and-so, the BB will remain on. So when I see objects remaining on here, I know that there's a force keeping it as we move around. But better yet, you wanted me to prove gravity. I would say that by saying this. Weight must have down with force. It must be measured in a downward force.
And how do you weigh helium?
Compared to what something weighs going down, you talk about the weight of it going up.
Yeah,
so I
you
know
gotta put a
that
scale
something
upside down.
exists.
You just said weight was down.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
well then how do you weigh helium?
How do you weigh helium? I'm not sure how they weigh it, but it's measured by the metric of what's being pulled down. It's called lighter than what's being pulled down. By definition, we assume down is at our feet. Weight goes down.
You know
The
why
reason I
helium-
know there's gravity, at least I assume there's gravity, is because no one is arguing that weight goes this way or weight goes that way.
We'll go that way. All you have to do is apply an opposite force.
But a 50-pound weight can go that way.
Sure.
How?
All I have to do is move its reference
51
the other
pounds.
direction. That's all I
Okay.
gotta do.
Yes, yes. But we agree that without adding energy to it, everything falls down. That has weight and mass goes down.
You gave it energy by lifting it.
I gave it energy by lifting it.
Yes. Right.
So its natural state was
on the ground.
Attracted to a big piece of matter.
No. And it's equal at its closest equilibrium.
Which is it just happens to be touching a big piece of matter, which we say has gravity pulling towards it. You're telling me this is its natural state. I think we're in agreement here.
All right. Well, wait a second. Wooden ball laying on the ground. You say it's caused because it's pulled by gravity, right?
Yeah, I got another argument that's pushed by space, but we don't want to go there.
You're not even listening.
Go ahead, finish.
You're thinking of what you want to say next.
No. You asked me. You said yes, and I answered your question.
The same tired old shit.
You asked the question, and I answered it. If you just kept going, I wouldn't have injected.
All right. So the wooden ball on the ground in the medium of air. Okay. Now there's ground under the water too, right? So I'd roll the ball and I'd push it into the water. Now it doesn't go down. It floats.
I understand buoyancy, yes.
Well, relative density disequilibrium. You only understand one portion of it.
No,
you
I'm
don't
not saying
understand the whole thing, that it's a
I doubt you even understand everything.
I do
about
understand
fucking
it.
buoyancy.
And the reason you don't understand it is because you keep interrupting when it's being explained to you.
It's nonsense for you to tell me you understand everything about anything. I'm not even going to entertain that.
Relative
yes.
equilibrium is.
Yeah.
100%.
With that
So that
wooden
wooden
ball,
you
go ahead. It
No, no,
would
go ahead,
go.
go ahead.
Wooden ball, it doesn't drop. But I roll it into a pool of gasoline. Now it does. What happened? Why did it succumb to gravity in the gasoline, but it didn't succumb to
Oh no, it succumbed to gravity. You just changed the medium. It's a cream at a different thing. You just changed the shit. But you know what happened?
You changed the medium. You're right.
Yes. However, still,
medium.
all of this is measured against the downward force. None of you are turning it up talking about how come the ball, when it bounces, it doesn't float into outer air, that wooden ball. That never happens.
The air's a medium. Air is like a fluid. It's like water, but you
So
don't
you
pay
telling
attention
me
to it because it's a medium
so this
as well.
this ball wants to go to the thicker density. It wants to come down thickness as opposed to float off into the lighter air.
No, it wants to meet the closest relative density to itself. And then
mass attracting mass.
No, there's no such thing. That's
Sounds
a myth.
like it.
That's a
there
myth.
is no such thing. This is stuff that they teach you. They can't prove that.
Even your buoyant objects are pulled down. That's
No,
why
they're
we
not.
describe what buoyancy is, because it's being pulled down. The
No.
resistance pulling up has to be in the buoyancy formula, and I don't even know that.
No.
It has
that's
to be
not-
there.
That's not true, because buoyancy is a force that pushes the stuff away. You have negative buoyancy, which means the stuff goes down. You have positive buoyancy, just buoyancy in general. You have positive buoyancy, which means the stuff rises or it remains on the thicker medium, right? Like a ball on water. And then you have neutral buoyancy, where the stuff sits in the middle. It doesn't drop. And
Why
it
does
doesn't
the ball rise, the wooden ball? Why doesn't it go down?
Because it's you talking about on like water or something?
Yeah, I was talking about in water, but why doesn't it float up into
Because
the air?
it's not dense enough to sink.
What about floating up? Why wouldn't it float up?
Here's
Because
the thing.
it's still a medium and it doesn't overcome the density. It's not light enough, like it's not
Pull
the
down.
composition. It's the composition of the stuff isn't enough for it to remain down so it could go up. Or it's not enough for it
per
to shoot
volume.
off.
It's per volume, Joe. It's per volume. The wooden ball takes up a certain amount of cubic inches. Okay.
Yes.
And it's displacing. There's no air.
I
for
get that.
ball. Okay. So now theoretically, I have a ball of air somewhere,
Yes.
the same size and shape as the wooden ball.
Yes.
The wooden ball is much more dense per volume than the ball of air.
Aren't we
Therefore,
talking weight again?
No. Density's more stuff. Because a
Joe
BB,
got you
can
two
have-
played, man. I
Yeah.
can't believe it, man.
The BB
You know,
could be,
if you're being humorous, that's one thing. If you're being serious, that's another. I don't think no one is deserving enough of me to be insincere, have to lie, shuck and jive. I don't bend, don't bow, I don't scratch if I don't itch. Nigga, I ain't got to impress no one. I would not come up here and be insincere to play a nigga that I just met, if that's your accusation.
nah.
All right.
Nah. So you could take a BB. That's a fraction of everything that we talking about, right? Put it in the dang ocean, and then it's going to sink.
Yes.
It's going to sink, and it weighs not even an ounce. So you could take a naval ship that weighs millions upon millions of pounds, drop it in the water, and because of its sheer size and the sheer stuff that isn't there, right? Because it's got mass volumes of just air and ballasts to keep it afloat. So it's gonna,
this is
gonna stay afloat. It's not gonna sink. Even
that
though it weighs more.
I think this is totally different. But we have talked about what we're talking about for it now. Do you guys have an idea of what's under the earth? I've never heard anyone talk about that. I was thinking about that a couple of days ago.
No. See, this is the problem from coming from a globe side. You claim we know all this shit, and in reality, you don't.
I just explained to you, dude. Why? I explained to you. I use nothing that I was told to explain to you how I know that the sun is hot and that it's far. Nothing on what I was told. All observed on my own. I
How
have,
do you know
I've
about
avoided
gravity?
what I
Observe a
was
force.
told specifically for that reason.
Where
How
did
do
you
you know about-
observe a force?
Yeah, there we go. Where do you observe these forces, this gravity? Because you're using words that just doesn't show up in your
This will
vocabulary as a
not
child.
go up or to the side. It's my belief
Okay.
that these things, the reason the ball floats up is because the water is less dense there. It's more dense at the bottom. So
That's the medium.
everything wants to rise. It seems to me that the air gets rises. There'll be more shit on this planet that
Because the air-
rises if your buoyancy density shit was true.
Because the gas of air, the gas composition of air is not as dense as the water. The water is going to, of course, as soon as you breathe out underwater, all those bubbles in your mouth, they rise to the top. They're not going to stay at the bottom because that bubble it's air and it's not nearly as dense as the water, so it could sink.
The only thing stopping that ball from being pulled to the center of the earth is some solid mass. You can't argue me that something is pulling everything in buoyancy and density in the same direction. Something must be doing it.
So, okay, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
Yes.
saying. I get
Thank
what you're
you.
saying. Like
All right.
something's making everything come down.
These rules, every rule we talking about is up and down. It's not side to side.
Except for helium. Except for helium balloons. and
Helium is
hydrogen.
not side to side. It's
No,
up
you're
and
right.
down.
It goes-
Everybody
it goes
take
up.
a deep breath and
If there's
relax.
no gravity, these same rules should apply side to side. If I take a bucket of water and put it on the side of a basketball, this has just an equal chance of going that way as it does this way.
But
There's
Joe
something
Cool,
down there.
Joe Cool,
Everything
it's okay to it's
intrinsically
okay.
electric.
It's okay to theorize, but at some point, if we don't know, we don't know.
I
We don't
agree.
know.
Listen, I say I know nothing. I don't even believe, like dudes say, that I'm here. I could not even be here. I leave room for that. I can have an alien family living in my asshole. Somebody can find a new bacteria. I leave room for everything. I don't know these things. I'll give you
Right.
that.
So I'm saying it's important to understand that all these words and terms that we were given, like especially when they make these claims of this gravity doing this, in order to have gravity, remember, you have to have the earth doing something, moving, right?
No, you
And
don't.
so
No,
the earth-
no. I don't think so. I think any mass, moving or not, if it's big enough, will attract other mass.
It should be revolving, or not revolving.
I mean,
but
it doesn't have to be. It is,
wait,
but
what
I don't
makes
think
you
it has
think
to
that?
have weight. It doesn't have to
What
revolve
makes-
to have
what
weight.
makes-
Can we
He's
get
talking
Brenda
about
to
hold up,
speak
hold up,
for
hold up.
Joe?
What
He's
makes
talking about
you
Cavendish,
think?
Bob.
What makes you think that if something's big enough, it'll start pulling things toward it?
Yeah.
Where did you get that idea, that assumption from?
I assume it was someone taught it to me before I tested it myself
ever
and
observed-
examined it for myself, because you should know by now. I don't take nobody word for nothing ever.
Okay, so you
How did you test
assume-
it?
Well, that's
How did I test it?
Yeah,
I do dumb shit like watch these dumbass fucking videos. I had to learn about the Cavendish experiment. How many times it's been redone? Who's did it? How many, if I go search for myself.
What
how did you-
observation? What observation? That's what comes before an experiment. In fact, there comes a hypothesis. Okay, so
Yes.
first we start
Yes.
with an observation.
Yes.
What observation of mass attracting mass has anyone ever seen, other than, oh, I assume that because I dropped something?
Well, I'd see the moon up there. I assume it's being
So how
held
do you-
together by gravity. So
Okay,
there's
so
my
you
observation.
You assume that it's the mass of the Earth
quantum
holding that ball.
No. I assume something's holding it. I'd pretty much have to investigate. And again, I would have been told these things before I started any investigation on my own. I'd look in the tides and shit because I don't necessarily believe the moon. I got to see for myself. I'd look and see if the tides work, and I don't think they do, and all that shit. You probably not make the right
All right,
cats to
so
talk to about it.
I'm just going to cut it right here because I'm tired of the same shit every time you come on here. So you believe that there's gravity and the Earth's a ball, right?
I do.
Okay, good for you. Now, what do you want to talk about?
Anything you like. I like that radical shit myself.
Okay. How
You
many
know, like-
show of hands on the screen? How many of you
Yeah.
believe that there's a magical force called gravity and that we live on a spinning ball? How many of you? None. How about that? Put a 1 in the chat if
Yes.
you believe that the Earth is a ball and that it's spinning around, and there's a magical force called gravity.
Because that'll prove something in the flat Earth room that more people
You don't want to be in this
flat.
chat. You
That'll
don't want to be
prove
in this.
something.
You don't want to be in this chat. Be a stripper because you going home pockets empty, boy.
Yeah.
I got one question for him, Vlad.
Oh,
If
go
the
ahead.
Earth is moving, right? If the
Yes.
Earth is moving, why do trillions of dollars of satellites runs off the Earth-centered, Earth-fixed coordinate system?
I'm
Where
not
it
sure I
treats the
understand that
Earth-
question.
Okay, they're all trillions of dollars of satellites that's above us, right?
Right.
Run all of GPS runs off of the ECEF, right?
If you
should
say
know-
so, I don't even know what that is.
Okay, I'm telling you, you can look this
Okay.
up. It's called the Earth-centered, Earth-fixed coordinate system. Okay?
Okay.
Science explains, math describes. I'm gonna give you this little spew because I never gave it to you yet. So, within the science of the explanation, it's Earth-centered. In the math, within the math, the confines of its description, it says that the Earth does not move and the sky moves.
Sound like you're reading a 6th grade novel or something. I don't know.
Dude, it's the Earth-centered, Earth-fixed coordinate system.
Yeah,
That's
I'd have to look
all
into
of
it,
our
and I
satellites
guarantee
runs
you, you're gonna backtrack on what you said. I
Centered
guarantee you, if it's they're legitimate at all, they don't
so if
say
you go
the
and
Earth
read,
doesn't move.
would you concede if you
We
go and
see
read,
the Earth spins, right?
No,
Because
no,
the
no, no.
sun
No,
comes
you
up
don't.
every
When you
day.
ever
We
see the
know
Earth
it moves.
finish? Don't
When
censor
did
me.
you
Hold
see
on.
the Earth spin, Joe?
How
Maybe
long
when
do
I
you,
saw the sun come up and set.
What's that,
how
what
long
does
are
that
you gonna
mean
let
if
the
you're
insanity?
Guys,
What-
guys, let somebody finish, please,
Would
please.
you concede if you read the name of that coordinate system and it says Earth-centered, Earth-fixed, would it throw up a red flag?
I'll Google it. Y'all can talk.
Okay. At least that's.
Does
that's
Joe
wrong.
know what a theory is?
ECEF. It's a geocentric
Joe does.
Cartesian system. ECEF. Earth-centered, Earth-fixed coordinate system.
Okay, Earth fixed coordinate system. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe, I
Okay.
want you to watch this here. Don't be thinking about what you're
All
gonna
right,
say
all
or-
right. I'll put the phone down and watch what you got.
I want you to pay attention to this.
All right.
You're a good
All right.
sport, Joe. I would say.
I love this shit. It's not even hard. I love it. I don't mind a little tussle and shit. I love it. This is great for me.
So Joe,
Yeah, it's
Joe,
pretty
you know
deep,
what
bro.
a theory is, right?
Holy fucking God, can I play the video?
Go
Go ahead, Dave.
Hey Joe,
Go ahead,
you
David.
know what a theory
Hold on.
is?
Let him. Oh, I'm sorry. Go.
Joe, you just said you know what a theory is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know gravity is a theory, right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah.
I
so
think.
everybody agrees gravity is a theory. So
Okay. What's your
you
point?
have to stop using gravity to describe your reality because
Nonsense. It
gravity
works
is
as a theory. It's a great theory.
But
It's a
but
great
can't-
theory.
It's a
If
broken
someone
theory.
finds
Your
something to
life.
replace it with,
At
yes.
all.
Let
You
him-
Dude,
can't
it's
live your life, Joe, based on theories.
You
Because
do
it's
when
not
you
a
got up at
reality.
6 o'clock this morning. It's because the sun came up. It's a theory.
No,
that's
there's
that's
a difference
fact.
between a
Sun
theory
comes
and
up.
reality.
There's
Yeah.
your gravity right
is a
there.
reality, a theory.
We said that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It could be
so-
another force. There's a good
called-
somebody
yeah, it's
is
called
out there
buoyancy.
saying that space pushes down. You guys should
It's-
look at that. That would be good
So-
argument against the
So it's the law.
ground
There,
earth.
there's the theory of gravity, but then you have the laws of density. These are laws. These are fixed, and these cannot change.
If I bet you if I
Gravity-
Google density, weight
gravity-
is in there, and weight is gravity.
No, not
No,
so
weight is
buoyancy,
an
so-
observed effect.
Oh, buoyancy,
you
not
say
density.
because of a-
Buoyancy.
an
You're right.
observed-
Not density. Buoyancy.
You
Okay.
have never seen gravity. You have never seen gravity. You can't.
Yeah, you
prove it.
say. Sure, I can.
No,
No,
So
but-
that-
tell me. No, you
because
saw the
then-
effect. You saw an effect, and you
Buoyancy.
said gravity. That's all you did. You saw an effect and said gravity.
Well, I didn't just drop a lighter. I saw lighter. I
Did you
saw
pick up
gravity
the lighter?
work all the time.
Did
My
you pick-
phone works
Did you
because
pick
of
up the
gravity.
fucking lighter, Joe? Did you pick up the lighter?
Your phone
Yes.
works because of
Did
gravity.
you picked it up, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you gave it the energy to return to its natural state of equilibrium.
Yes.
Okay,
But
so
that doesn't
there-
disprove
there-
gravity. It
didn't-
went
wasn't
straight back
nothing
to
pulling.
gravity.
No, it wasn't anything pulling. You took it to a greater state of disequilibrium. It's the same
Yes.
as taking a beach ball underwater and pushing it down real
Yes.
hard.
Really?
And then you let it up and you go, oh, look, gravity
There it
up at
is.
the surface of the
It's
water.
Really?
that would be gravity in reverse if you
I have
did
no
that.
idea. You just lost me with that last
But watch-
part.
no,
I
a
gotta
beach
pack
ball.
another
A
bowl.
beach
Watch
ball.
this video. Just watch this video. This is
All right.
We have a balloon that's floating, a balloon that's just hanging in the air, and we're going to see if there's any difference. And Blake, what do you think? Would there be a difference?
I don't know. I think that maybe this one will be a little bit more grounded.
Sure.
Because I don't know. That's just
Alright.
that's my hypothesis.
Let's try it. So Sarah, go ahead and punch it. All right, emergency stop. Yeah. Did you see what
Wow.
we did? Right. When we accelerated, we got pushed backwards
Yes.
essentially, but the balloon
It went forward.
What's going on?
I don't know. Is it just
I could
because
hazard a guess. I don't know.
of what's inside the gas?
You're on the right track.
Okay.
This van is filled with gas. It's filled with air.
Yeah.
Sarah, go ahead and punch it again. Goes forward. Emergency stop. Quick. Goes back.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It was the air inside the car.
Van is actually at rest. When she accelerates, more air gets back here, and up front where they are, there's a little bit less air.
And is that why
It's a
the
little bit
balloon
less
is
dense.
drawn that way?
Yeah, helium balloons float upwards into the upper atmosphere because it's less dense higher that you go.
Huh.
Okay, so it's trying to find a place where the density of the air is equal to its density, which
And it
is
can do that.
It's relative density equilibrium is what it's seeking.
Yeah, do it again.
All of that seemed obvious. I don't think that proved anything. Or changes anything. The air behind it, if it gathers behind, it would go to low pressure, which is pushed forward. Helium would go to low pressure, which is up, and more objects, in my opinion, would go to low pressure, which is up without gravity. Clearly, its state is touching another piece of matter. The biggest piece of matter wins. That's why the moon is in our orbit.
Oh my God, that's so much assumptions. You don't even know where the moon is, what it is. You don't know how big it is. You have no idea what you're even looking at. You have assumptions of a sun that could not possibly exist in the conditions that you claim it to exist.
All right, I'll give you
You
some.
have no idea of its size. You have no idea of its distance.
I'll give you that, Saab, and yes, I could not argue that. But you got to give me that there is great evidence of these things of which I speak. The same science, the same science and crazy, fantastic shit that I believe allows me to interact with you right now. The technology, I don't know how this phone works. I don't know, have no idea how this phone works, but I know it works. I just assume they telling me it's because of a transceiver and the capacitor. I don't even know what that shit does. I just assume. I can assume certain things because I see what gravity does. I know it works. I don't have to fucking know how, right? I know it works.
Can you know anything about an object merely by looking at it?
This is a trick question. Somebody else answer.
No. The answer is no, you can't. You
Okay.
can't. Just by looking at something.
Physics, which you've been talking about here, in physics involves observing a phenomenon and then coming up with a hypothesis for the phenomenon. And then what we do is we conduct experiments to test the hypothesis. Okay. Now, we can get nowhere past step 2.
Nonsense.
You can never get to step 3.
Nonsense. Why not?
Well, how are you going to do an experiment to tell what the sun is, where it's at?
Well, I don't know about that
how big it
particular
is?
thing. I don't know about describe what.
Hold on.
But if I can use it to get past 1 and 2 for other things, I can get to 3 without testing it myself, assuming I trust the videos that are out here.
Assuming.
Do it with gravity.
We've already said it's a theory, yes. Assuming.
Right.
But we go with what works. It is an assumption that it's
how does it
gravity.
work? How do
Someone
we
could
have
come
it
and
work?
tell me it's your Forwardtron, and it works better than the model that I have now, and I'll have to lean toward it.
Like gravity loses all its legs when you start applying normal principles like basketballs in water.
It
helium
worked.
balloons.
I'm sorry, but it worked for the basketball with the BB on it and the magnet.
Because remember, Joe Cool, in
Yeah.
order to have gravity, you have to have what? This Earth needs to be doing something, right? And it needs to
No,
be
it don't need to do shit.
It
can
needs
just
to
sit
move.
there. No, it
It
doesn't.
need-
For
for
gravity, the
gravity,
mass
the Earth
itself
needs
will
to be
attract something. It ain't.
rotating.
It could be standing
So
still.
the Earth needs to be rotating, and it also, if it's rotating, then we're assuming that it's curved as well. Because
Well, you're assuming that gravity
I'm not
comes from
assuming
the
anything.
rotation. I
I'm not
assumed it
assuming
came from the size of the object itself, that type of stuff. But we could test it here the same way I could test magnets.
How you gonna
The
test
the same way I test magnets. I can't see it, and I don't take anybody's word for shit. So what I do is I take that BB and I take that giant magnet, and over here it does nothing. Over when I get it closer, the magnet snatches it to it. So I know when I get further away, it gets weaker. The force gets weaker. I can see if gravity is a force, I could do the same thing with gravity. I can take an object, a satellite, say, and I get it away from gravity and see if gravity is weaker. Now gravity seems real the same way magnetism is. I proved them the same way.
No, well, magnetism is its own thing. It's like literally its own thing.
Nothing is its own thing.
Oh my God. All right, Joe, cool. Here's the deal. You believe you're on a globe and there's some kind of shit called gravity and everything. Go
Nobody
on and
knows
have
what-
fun with that shit.
Yeah,
My
nobody
audience
knows
is starting to get tired of you.
You can change the subject, nigga. You can kick me. You don't need my permission to
Right.
do nothing.
I'm just
I
saying,
told you I was willing to change the subject. Why do you keep attacking me? He answered the question and started that shit up. I told you let's go to conspiracy theory. Now you're attacking me for answering their questions.
No, because you come up with the same goddamn nonsense every time. A bunch of speculation crap, pink
We don't know.
unicorns with magical fucking powers and all kinds of nonsense and wizards and shit, man. Come
Okay.
on.
It's okay if we don't know, we don't know. But what we do know is that this place don't curve and it don't move.
Nope.
Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
All right, so I got something funny for y'all. Let's just kind of break this up a little bit. It's sad and tragic, but this is for real. This is on this just came out a couple hours ago. Let's see, 7:00 this evening. And this is, you're not gonna, I have to show you because you won't believe it. You won't believe it.
David Truther is reading something. I'm sorry to interrupt, but what are you reading, David? What is that, David?
I can't tell what that is, bro.
It is shit.
Cyber farting case.
Yeah, look at this. A 25-year-old.
Since 1789.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Cool.
It's an old world book I just picked up today.
Nice.
Snap.
So this is in England, I guess. A 25-year-old woman faces possible jail time after pleading guilty.
Touch your mic, buddy.
First ever. I got you.
David, it's there we
I
go.
got it.
Go ahead. All right.
The UK's first ever cyber farting case, accused of sending numerous videos of herself farting to her boyfriend.
You gotta love this fucked up world we live in. This is
I mean,
great.
Yeah, these people are for real. It's like, I mean, I thought it was bad when, I mean, they arrested somebody for silently praying on the sidewalk outside of an abortion clinic. And I thought that's pretty bad. But now
That is bad.
You send a video or of you farting to somebody, and it's like, what is it? It
News.
said it was causing distress and anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah, we've gone too far if
Fart.
someone's even considering that.
Stop. This could be a sci-fi.
Fart
Yes,
case.
this could be a sci-fi novel.
Wait,
right?
is that
A sci-fi.
really her? Is that
Oh,
God.
Oh, that one had broad.
I'm distressed, bro. I'm distressed
I
now. You
feel
can't do
distressed
that.
now,
I feel
too.
distressed and disoriented.
I do.
I
Yeah.
would
so
sue you.
Yeah, that's a sci-fi.
that's just so bad, so wrong. I guess they're gonna investigate Joe Biden's pardons for his family members too.
It's about time somebody said something.
And wait. I thought you can't investigate a pardon. I thought that was just lock,
It's
stock,
like
and suck it up.
double
Yeah, but
Jeopardy
they
or
had
something.
They hadn't been even charged with anything.
And then he's like, "Hey, dog, I forgive you." He's like, "Forgive him for what? They didn't do nothing, apparently." Don't worry about it. I forgive him.
Yeah,
What's this guy's name? Mike Johnson? Yeah, Speaker Mike Johnson.
Oh, is he out? Wait, Mike Johnson. I think
Mike
he's out of New Mexico, is he?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he ran for president a few years back.
I can hear it.
It was shocking. I mean, it was shocking what President Biden did on the way out, pardoning his family for more than a decade of whatever activity, any nonviolent offenses. It was breathtaking to us. Anything like that's ever been anticipated. And by the way, go look at the tape. 4 years ago, when it was just implied that President Trump might do something similar, they were apoplectic. Joe Biden himself, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer, roll the tape. They all said that would be crazy and unconscionable, and now they're cheering it along. To us,
even Biden said it. I never do that.
Proves the point, the suspicion that they call it the Biden crime family. If they weren't the crime family, why do they need pardons, right? Look, there's a lot of attention that's going to be paid to this, and I think that is appropriate, and we will be looking at it as well. So yeah.
I think the girl from the Carpenters, she was so skinny she died of apoplexia. So when you apoplectic, that means like you just don't hold down food like that. So
you just can't do
don't be apoplectic.
Get your apoplectic checked out. That's a doctor.
Man, when she died, I was upset. I didn't eat for a week.
Yeah, right. It's don't be apoplectic, man. You got to eat your food.
Hey, they got Biden on tape saying, "No, I'll never do that. I won't pardon my son. Of course, I won't do that." And then they cut it with him pardoning his son.
He wouldn't even know what to do with a piece of paper, y'all. Though that was all scripted.
So they still have yet to account for whoever brought. Remember, somebody brought a big thing of cocaine into the White House, and they didn't find out who brought that shit in.
Yeah.
I'm like, my God, yo, all those people that have these security clearances. Meanwhile, here's my black ass having to explain my 18-year-old life. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that's how it worked, though. Rules for thee, not for me type shit. So I assume it goes. None of them goes to jails. And by the way, Trump pardoned all of his crime buddies. He did the same shit. You can spend an hour talking about all of his cronies that he fucking pardoned.
Well, see, here's what you got to understand. They're all shits.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all shits.
End of the day. Yep.
It's too easy to get trapped into this fake left, right,
Russ versus them shit. Yeah.
It's too easy.
Sure.
And
right wing, same bird.
It's the same with that race shit. I was on a nigga show earlier, and he wants to talk about that race shit. I feel the same way. You're trapped. I'm willing to talk about it the same way I'm willing to talk about politics, but it's not real. Don't really exist, in my opinion.
I agree with Morgan Freeman. He says
there's no such thing as racism, Joe. That's just a theory.
No, this. What are you talking about? Morgan Freeman is real.
That's just a theory.
That's not what Morgan Freeman
You
said.
can't prove racism.
Okay.
No, Morgan Freeman is real.
That's funny.
I liked what he said about it, man. He might be Jimi Hendrix too. You don't know.
Break it down pretty good, y'all.
But he said, he says you want to fight. He says you want to take care of the racism problem in this country. He says quit fucking talking about it.
I don't know if I agree with that shit.
And I mean, you really, it was so, I would have never given it a second thought when I was a kid, but coming up, that was when that busing was taking place and there was a lot of marches. And
I was not talking about it work. When I grew up, whoever the adult was or the older person used to hold your hand when you went through certain white neighborhoods. How does it benefit him by not talking about the dangers when I cross into this fucking different area?
Yeah, I mean, it's like and so it was to the point where when I was a little kid, I remember you had the Osmond brothers, and I thought, and then heard about the Jackson 5, and I figured it was because of a law that they had, because they had these brothers that were white that sang.
They had to have a black set too.
They had black brothers that sing, and I thought that because that's why they had to have the Jeffersons, because we had all in the family. And
what?
So they had to, I thought it was like some kind of rule or something, man. I did.
What?
That was great.
Be like,
So
hey,
you.
be like, hey, just like we got Coca-Cola and we got Pepsi, we got Burger King, we
Yes.
got McDonald's, we got
Yeah.
the
We got
Jacksons,
something for
we got the
everybody.
Osmonds, we got All in the Family, we got the Jeffersons, we
Yeah.
got the
It's a
Cosby
quota
Show.
we gotta
Yeah,
fill.
we got the Cosby Show, we got Family Ties, y'all. Shit, come on,
Yeah,
man.
man, it
What's
was,
the guy's name from Mexico? What's
Escobar.
comedian? He's a comedian. He was on there for a while.
Oh, George Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez.
Yeah.
well, what was that? What was that one
Got a
they came up
flavor
with
of
in the
everything.
'70s with Freddie Prinze? Chico and the Man.
I remember Chico. I used to like that shit. It was hip, yo.
Chico and the Man, and then
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze. He ended up
Dying of ODing or something. Yeah.
No, he self-deleted
Oh,
himself.
okay, okay.
What?
Yeah, and he was like popular as fuck
Yeah, he
back
was.
then, bro.
And it was this old codgety old guy lived next door to this guy Chico, who was a Hispanic dude. You know, it was in,
Yeah.
like
It was like Sanford and Son or something. It was
it was kind of like Sanford and Son, but it was.
in fact, I think he was a spinoff from Sanford. I think he was on the show
Might
at
have
some
been.
time. Yeah.
Might have been. Well, they even had the dude Julio on.
Yeah, on
Sanford and Son.
I remember that.
He was a Puerto Rican, I think. He was
Yeah.
Puerto Rican.
Yep. He
Yeah.
always wore those polyester pants and all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I went back and watched All in the Family recently. Hats off to them. That show was way too heavy for its time.
No
The
shit.
Jeffersons was a watered down decaf version. That show was heavy.
Yeah, it was.
Well, with
I
the
love
original George Jefferson, before it was Sherman Hensley. I remember it was the
Yes.
first encounter, and it was Archie and him having a discussion on what color God was. And it was
I didn't-
funny as shit, man. Because Jefferson, he's like, "Well, God's black." He said, "What? No, he's not. I've seen the pictures in church." You know.
It was great.
Yeah. I remember that first George
be
Jefferson.
fighting
He
over
lasted
pictures
like
of
maybe an episode. That's what
I
Yeah,
don't
he-
remember if another
kind of a
George. I
chubby
would be
dude.
Googling it later.
Yeah, he was a darker skinned dude with with like a mustache, same kind of hair, fro a little bit on the sides, and then they replaced him with Sherman Helmsley.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. I used to like that show, man. And my dad, you know, he was like, it was funny because half the time he'd agree with some of the points that Meathead was making.
Yeah.
But then as he got older and he'd watch the reruns, he's like, listen to that liberal piece of shit.
Rob Reiner, man. Rob Reiner remained true to form.
Oh my. Yes,
Rob Reiner remained true to form, though. Meathead.
Look at poor
Meathead
Sally
George.
Struthers. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
man.
She was over there with them starving kids. I bet they really appreciated seeing her big fat ass walking by. When you ain't missed no meals, bitch. What's up?
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's what I
You
would have
guys
said.
smoking so much dope, you got me giving the munchies.
Oh,
Just
God.
watching you gives me the munchies, Joe.
Dude, what the fuck?
Holy hell, that's George. That is a guy with a
I told
mustache
you.
and big heavy
Yeah.
set too.
Yeah, that was the first George Jefferson.
That's crazy. Oh, there he is in the middle. Oh, yeah, I can see him.
Look at
man.
Lionel. Yeah, you see him?
Yeah.
You see him? And then you see Lionel.
Yeah, I
Lionel
remember him.
being Lionel like a motherfucker, boy. That's the first thing. That was, remember the first? Yeah, that was the first Lionel. Remember the first Lionel?
Yeah.
I like the
I
the
still
first
ain't accepted the fucking George Jefferson yet. This
Yeah.
is blowing my wig
Yeah,
back.
that was the first George.
Oh.
Wheezy stayed the same, but Lionel, man, they replaced Lionel like 2 seasons in or something, man.
Yeah, they did.
That
Yeah,
was
they
my.
did. There was who's the one I saw that you know I always wondered whatever happened to DeMont Wilson?
Oh no, he's still around. He still acts.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he's
wow.
a Broadway guy. He does Broadway shit mostly.
That's the guy from Sanford and Son,
Sanford and
yeah?
Son. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's
He mostly
Dummy.
does.
That's,
He
Lamont.
went out there. I saw an interview with him, and he was talking about he went out there and he did that show and everything, and he didn't really want to stay out there anymore after the show.
Wow.
He went back to his roots, which was in
That happened a lot, man.
Broadway.
That people go out there and do a series to be successful, and you can't pay them no amount of money not to leave and go back home.
Yeah,
Especially when they see what they signed up on.
yeah.
Well, this is kind of a cool thing. I found. I think I'll save this for another show because I'm gonna cut her down here in a little bit. But I wanted to talk about the rapper. Let me see if I can find the rapper from Detroit. I know
Eminem?
No. This chick weighs. Okay, this is her right here. Okay,
Oh my God.
This chick weighs 466 pounds.
Oh my God.
Her name is Dank Demos. The woman that is suing a Lyft driver for claiming she could not fit in his vehicle is the same talented rapper that went viral on my page last year for this video. It's only 25 seconds, but yeah, check this out.
I don't know what to say.
Fuck a few bitches or bitches not mine different. Please don't get it twisted, my pussy was fine different.
Oh.
A dog thinking there's an Arby's in there someplace.
There's got to be a family meal in there somewhere.
Yeah, this is her right here too.
Whoa, that's real, y'all.
I didn't know she could stand up on her own weight.
She called a Lyft.
I don't want. Don't scroll up. No, don't.
She called a Lyft. Listen, she called a Lyft driver, and the guy told her no. When he showed up and saw her, he said no. He said his car, his tires, and his suspension couldn't handle it. Right?
That's because she was trying to call a forklift driver.
Well,
I think that's fair, though. I think you should be able to turn down anybody you want. I think that's fair.
I mean, they have Lyft Plus for big people.
Are you serious?
Call that? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God!
This is what Robert Kennedy's going. This is what he's up against.
Now you know what the heck.
Come on now, you know you want to see this.
Oh,
Jesus. Blood. That's a lot of woman, y'all.
Ooh, I'm turned on now.
Hey, that's a whole lot of woman right there, y'all.
Oh my God, yo! Oh my Lord!
Ooh.
You know what? There's Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Lord.
hey, if you laying by that girl and she asks for the remote, you better go
I'm
get
good.
it.
I'm good.
489 pounds.
Oh my God,
man!
Oh.
She was apparently worried that his car wouldn't be able to handle her weight.
Hey,
there's your gold model, Joe.
She feels the word flumptuous very good.
Yeah, I hope, man. I just hope she gets healed, man.
Yeah,
Hey, she got a nice booty in the front, don't she, man?
That's what she got a front butt. Oh my God!
Booty front.
She has a
booty front,
BBL in the front. All right, be nice, Joe. Fuck that. No, be nice, Joe.
Oh God, man.
Fuck that.
She's meeting with his lawyers. Well, let me see. Is there sound of this damn?
This is just a mockery of something. Shit.
So, how do y'all actually feel about her suing?
I can fit in this car.
Bob, your ratings are gonna go down.
She actually have, y'all.
She can't fit.
Like,
they got video of it. Huh?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't
fit my car.
get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yes.
What makes you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is smaller than the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
You ain't tearing my stuff.
He loves you. Yes, your best friend loves you. I don't know you.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car?
Yes.
Oh
So
God.
I gotta order another lift.
She's breathing hard too.
It might be good for her to walk, y'all.
Damn.
What I got to do with your tires?
You can't. Oh Lord, I feel
How you know I
bad.
don't
man.
have no space?
Yeah, I got no
This
Oh.
could be a.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Oh, I can't.
Because I tried before.
I can't.
Now look.
Because I've been in this situation.
So every
Oh.
big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Every very, very, very big person. I put Shaq in there before I put you in there.
Oh, he sued, y'all.
That's fucked up.
What's your name?
I don't think she can win in court. I think as private business, you can turn people down.
No.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Like I think that's just
Well,
like God damn, man. Like
What? But I mean,
oh
we're
my God. Like, I feel bad.
wouldn't it?
I feel
That'd be
bad. It's a screwy situation.
DHL freight, man. That's like that big old woman wanting the airline to give her an extra seat because she's so fat.
That type of
Just
shit.
hit the
Yeah, man,
hatchback.
but man, I don't know, man. Like,
You know
like
that
I
would be
see,
some shit if he rolled up and hit the hatchback.
I don't know, man. Like, you know, I don't know, man. When I was in the military, like I'd have to work folks like that out, and like I felt bad for motherfuckers like
Yeah,
that, man. Like
I
it's
feel you. I see it in you,
because
bro.
it's
I
like
see it in
like
you.
it's I don't know, man. Like
I'm sorry.
I've never been in that kind of position. I've
I
never been
love
in
it,
that.
bro. Look at
Nah,
you.
So it's
Yeah,
like
shit.
damn, man. Like, cause I look at them, man, and I'm like, cause I got girls, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel
I got
that.
little girls and shit,
I
and
feel
so
that.
like I just feel I don't know, like
Yes,
that
man.
was my
Right.
little girl
Yeah,
out there,
I feel
man. I
that.
feel some kind of way, man.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, just
I feel
And
that.
then what
like
she's
I don't
big
think
girl and what
she's
she's selling is skankism. That don't make it no
Yeah.
better. It's not like she's out here talking about philosophy or a better way to make
oh,
bread.
That's where I got
Nah,
my vibe.
my coochie is on fire.
um,
Oh my God,
like
stop it.
I
Nah,
don't
she
know,
said it a
man.
little bit more graphic than that.
This is worse than what I just said.
Yeah, but you're good.
I don't know, man. Oh,
Somebody like it. Praise God.
yeah, man.
Look at this, y'all.
I just hope she gets healed, man.
Or man, if somebody's looking at that like, oh, look at that big biscuit coming my way. Somebody's thinking that, I hope
You
she
see,
finds
yeah,
out.
because you know what, man? Like me, I ain't going front, man. I kind of got a thing for big girls. I do. I kind of do. I'm one of them motherfuckers, dog. I like big girls. I like big bone.
I like
look at
small chicks. My guys
Yeah,
give
but
me shit when I send them pictures of chicks. I think it's like, get that skinny bitch out my phone, Joe. I'm like, damn, bro.
I like big girls, yo. I kind of like big girls, but I mean, there's a little too much, man. Even though little
Right? There's this limit still, right?
but yeah, man. I mean,
Wait. Is this her first press conference? I haven't seen a press conference since Trump. I just thought of that.
This is
oh,
part of it.
is she the press secretary?
Yeah. And she was talking about on this one about they were sending $50 million to Gaza for condoms.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is
that's
how
why
you
he
like
put the
it.
freeze on all that, man.
How do you
You
like
know-
the conversion panel? Yo, come on.
Just
You know-
during
you know-
this pause, Doge and OMB have actually found that there was $37 million that was about to go out the door to the World Health Organization, which is an organization, as you all know, that President Trump, with the swipe of his pen in that executive order, is no longer wants the United States to be a part of. So that wouldn't be in line with the president's agenda. Doge and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money. So that's what this pause is focused on, being good stewards of tax dollars.
I thought Trump would have been
During
down with
pause,
that. To
Doge-
be honest, I thought Trump would have been
Well,
okay
the
with
thing is,
that.
it's like, why are we giving all this money to all these other people? And they're soaking the shit out of us and are able to be able to do it.
They dropping bombs on them, man, like left
They've
and
been
right.
doing it, though, Saab. You know that. They're just publicizing it to rub it in our face.
I mean, I just want you to think about how big a shipment of $50 million worth of condoms would be.
That's a lot of condoms, man. That's a lot of
Tell
rubber.
you what,
They could just send them.
They ain't sending condoms. That's money laundering. There's somebody
Yeah.
getting that money.
Yeah.
I had to
I'd
verify
send them,
that. It
I'd
sounds
be like, here's
insane.
some rubber trees, man. Make all the condoms you want. There goes some rubber trees. You can make as much condoms as you want, man. Some rubber trees. And then you could spend maybe $2,000 on a bunch of rubber trees.
That was a deliberate publication of our to let us know, even if it
How much-
wasn't real, to demoralize. There's some people out there that looked at that are so mad and upset and pissed off. I don't know. I don't know.
Now this I don't buy this.
Sanity.
I don't buy this bullshit here. Did you hear this from her? This is about those drones.
And before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons.
Oh, that just
To
sounds
see
like
people's
So wait a second. Now they know what they were for because they were out.
Yeah, they took them that long to figure out that it was a damn FAA doing it themselves.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
knew
buying
that.
it.
We knew that. It's like, come on, man. They knew what they was putting up there, man.
What were they really doing, though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, and he said to see people's reaction. And I'm like, to see people's reaction, to see if they'd flip out, to see if it would be another 1953, you know, that movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah,
All that
I
stuff.
remember that shit. Yeah.
They'd want to see people's reaction. Oh, my goodness, aliens. But people are like, look, man.
All right.
gas-
Is that a
gas is
worthy
still expensive.
cause?
Or dropping a pin on the blue hydrogen containment units all over.
Yeah, we pay for that. That's federal money. We pay for that. Said we be paying for them to do fucking studies on us and see our reaction to fucking drones and spaceships. What the fuck?
Yep.
Well, you've got that, and there's all kinds of other shit going on behind the scenes. Trump signing all these executive orders now. I'll show you a thing about it here in a minute. But the this anti-Semitism thing,
man.
that he's got going. What the hell is that? You know, I don't get that, man.
You know they did something similar in I think these are the Asian guys that I was talking about. These I think this is one of them, but they did something similar in Texas.
He looks
in
AI.
Texas, where you can't say nothing bad about the synagogue of Satan, or else you run the risk of like getting fired from your job and a whole bunch of other bad stuff. So you already know about that, huh, Porter?
Yes, I heard some of the same stuff. In fact, Orthodox Judaism over in Israel does not play with Jesus Christ in certain sects.
Oh yeah, they spit on you if they find out that you're Christian. They spit on you.
Well, this right here is more of a DARPA project. This might be the same guys, but he's talking about a DARPA project. This was kind of disconcerting.
Are you ready for pre-crime? The Department of Defense just announced their new DARPA program, the Anticipatory and Adaptive Anti-Money Laundering Initiative, A3ML. This program claims it will revolutionize how we detect and prevent money laundering using cutting-edge technologies. So what does it actually mean? A3ML aims to identify suspicious financial activity before it becomes harmful. It will use predictive analytics, real-time monitoring, advanced machine learning, and AI systems to achieve this. DARPA plans to collaborate with government agencies, financial institutions, and technology companies to gather data and information. If you're thinking, but I don't commit financial crimes, think again. This isn't just about criminals. This is a government surveillance program that will comb through all financial transactions, targeting individuals before a crime is even committed. Sound familiar? This is literally the beginning of Minority Report style pre-crime. There are huge concerns here. One, ethical concerns. How do you prevent false positives? Imagine being flagged for a crime that hasn't happened. Or two, surveillance issues. This is a direct infringement on your right to financial privacy. Three, reliance on AI. What data is being used to train these systems? What biases might be built in? Are we really comfortable with trading our privacy for untested AI predictions? Should a machine decide who might commit a crime? Because today it's about money laundering. Tomorrow.
Dude, that's AI right there, probably talking that.
I was just watching.
Are you ready for pre-crime?
Not
I was just watching Trump right before inauguration. He got with Bezos and Bill Gates now, and they came up with this $500 billion thing to gather everyone's DNA and put it in Texas. And it's under the guise where they say is we get your DNA, we can run it through the AI, and AI will be able to make a drug specifically to cure you if we run it through the AI.
David, hold on, man. Like your mic is on and like you got all kinds of craziness going. Hold on a second. There we go.
Yeah, but I was saying that they were that he's gotten together with the big pharma companies, and in Texas they're gonna build this big ass building. There's gonna be $500 billion they're starting out with to gather everyone's DNA and run it through AI. And they say that AI will be able to make a specific cure for your diseases. And
my God.
Trump has agreed with that, and they're rolling that shit out.
So Maria Walker is in there. What's happening, Maria Walker? She just said, bro, Sanchez just had a good episode on Operation Stargate where they basically discussed that. You know, Bro Sanchez.
I don't, but Stargate, that's what it's called.
Yeah, Bro
Yeah.
Sanchez. He's another real good channel. And yeah, he was talking about something with the AI, and
That's what it is. DNA, your AI, your DNA. That's what it is. They're gonna use run it through the AI. So that means everyone must give their DNA, and it's gonna be collected in Texas and run through an AI database. And they say it's gonna be good for your health, and that's how they're selling this shit. It'll be the AI will be able to cure cancer strictly for your cancer. AI will do it. Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds all well and good. No, I'm not giving it.
We can't get help. The government.
you want to know something?
When it's my time to go, it's my time to go. You know,
Can I opt out? Right.
All the physicians in the world cannot stop me from exiting this existence. Okay. So when it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody's chips in me. I don't want nobody putting no needles in my arms. I don't want nobody dicking with me at all.
Man, let me tell you what they're going to do next. Now, I know this is going to sound kind of raunchy and dirty and disgusting, but those sex robots, they're going to have like a sex robot where it's going to be giving dudes top, and then it's going to be
better than the chicks, right?
It's going to be better than the girls. It's going to be like, yo, you don't even have to wear a condom. It's a girl robot.
And then it can turn it up to 90 RPMs and shit that chicks can't do.
If you're a dude that plays for the other team, it's going to put, instead of a girl, it'll have a dude mustache head doing the same thing. I know it sounds fucking crazy. Listen, I know it sounds crazy.
It is gonna happen, and it's gonna sound crazy as fuck. And you're probably right.
They're gonna be collecting people's DNA just like this. It's gonna be so easy. They're gonna be like, yo, we got
right. Everything he said is right.
We got more than spit, we got more than hair, we got more than blood, we got the dude's semen and everything.
Free trial doll. Free trial doll.
It ain't much further up. Look, it ain't much further away than what they do to get stud horses, you know, to get their semen and shit. They have them up against this kind of like fake horse back end that it's got a pump type deal.
Then you gotta like grab this big container and put it over there.
Yeah, but with all the executive orders, this one's pretty good. Check.
Okay, so this one says, now that the retards are out of the White House, everyone can say retard again with pride.
Why don't we get that down so they can get them going right now?
This one says white people are now allowed to say the N-word once a month, just to really get one out of the chamber. And it must be whispered with a black man nearby.
We're opening up that one.
This is wild.
Basically says if men have to put their height on the dating apps, women should have to put their weight. She wants to know if he can reach the top of the fridge. He should want to know if she's going to clean out the fridge. It's called the Rosie O'Donnell Fat Pig Act.
It's a big one. Of course it is.
Okay, this one says the LGBTQIA plus 2- umlaut community is now just going to be called the everything but straight people list. It's really just a time saver.
Well, we're going to try and get it done as quickly as possible.
China will now be called China America.
No, if China didn't approve it, we could put tariffs on China.
When we take over Greenland, it will now be called Red, White, and Blue Land.
Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for international security.
This one says if you see a man wearing a COVID mask outside, you can have sex with his girlfriend because Lord knows him is not pleasing her any longer.
People have wanted to do this for years. What's this one?
This says we are bringing back the real gun emoji, getting rid of that weak Democrat woke water pistol.
Right.
Bullshit.
We have to do what's right.
Oh, this one's interesting, sir. It says all the fat, bald feminists with 40 cats who hate men, they will now be put in the front lines during any war. They don't have family or kids, just cats, as I said. So let's put them to work.
And that's the equivalent, almost the equivalent of a tariff. And they're tough. They're very tough.
If somebody says you have to respect my pronouns, you are allowed to fart in their mouth, sir.
Stranger things have happened. The wind brings it down a lot.
This one says if a woman divorces you and takes half your stuff, she's required to have sex with you half the time.
Logical. Totally
If
logical.
we create that value, why aren't we entitled to like half? Thank you very much, everybody.
Wow.
That was great.
Gotta love it.
I love it.
But yeah, this
All right, hey, I'm gonna bail on you guys. Let my girlfriend get some sleep, man. It was
All
right.
right,
It was
all right, Joe Cool, man. It's good to see you, brother.
Easy.
All right,
this
man.
one
Be
cracks me up. This Southern lady. She cracks me up. You're gonna like this one, Jimmy.
Oh no.
Oh my God, what's she doing?
What would you do if I broke in your house?
Now, hold on just a minute, Skittles. I live down here in the South, and we protect ourselves with pit bulls and pew-pews. And the real question is, which one of them is going to get you first? Because I be diddly dad burn. We get up too early, stay up too late, and work too damn hard for our shit to be letting somebody who looks like they tasted the rainbow come in and take our stuff. No, honey. Down here, we just soon send your soul to Jesus and let him sort it out. You know what I mean? This is the way I see it. If you're ever skipping your happy ass down here on the streets in the South and you get this hair up your butt to come into one of our houses, I suggest you do one of two things, baby. You hit your knees and you start praying to the Lord because you fixing to meet him. Or you just keep skipping your happy ass until you get out of town. Now, I personally think the latter of the two choices is the better choice, but bless your heart. You can choose either one you like. Just, baby, choose wisely, okay? Have a nice day.
That's terrific.
She's so pleasant about it.
She is.
Just send you up to meet Jesus and let him sort it out for you.
See, I like them. That's how I like them. Nice, a little bit of meat on their bones. You know,
Yeah.
a little bit of. That's how I like mine, man. Shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know,
This is some crazy shit. Watch this.
Yo, rewind that. Oh my God.
It a blink. Look at your friggin' energy, bruh.
Oh.
Oh! What the? That's just crazy. Yeah.
Man, you just never know.
How many pounds of a log was that it threw it? What?
It
About
threw,
the
it was a
length of 3
whole
yards.
branch. It threw it across the street.
Half the damn tree.
And if
Part
that
of-
tree wasn't there to stop it, that thing would have just kept going.
Oh yeah.
God bless you.
This one's pretty funny too. Check this out.
So if you had 15 minutes with me, what would you do?
Are you a dude?
What makes you think that?
I don't know, just the vibe, hair, kind of looks like a wig. Nose ring compensating. Bulge. Okay.
He just rolled it right out on her, didn't he?
Yeah.
Are you a dude?
That's right.
Yeah. It says President Trump signs an executive order to deport pro-Hamas students on visas that break the law.
Pro-Hamas. Oh, you mean like the kids that are protesting in colleges?
Yeah, the Palestinians and those with visas and whatnot that are here from other countries. If they're
You can't say nothing about the synagogue of Satan. That's nice.
no,
That's fucking
and it's
nice. Look at where we
Did y'all
are.
see that reel where they had the C-130s where they put those automatic parachutes on the immigrants and it was just
No, they didn't.
putting them back over into in a
They
certain
just
area.
dropped them. They just
Back
dropped
into
them off with
places.
parachutes.
With parachutes
No.
back.
No, they didn't.
You seriously
No,
the
they-
reel, bro.
No, they didn't. Yo, that's what I said.
Just
I
do
said,
it with
yo,
safe.
I
even,
said
you
you
know, not-
slick
not
up,
the kids
you
or nothing,
slick
but all
up the
the
inside, open up the back, and then you just point the plane up and then just empty them out. You don't have to know over the
with
ocean.
the big extra the ones that can hold like a bunch of weight and just
Oh no, I'm saying if you wanted to do something messed up, you
Nice,
could slick
do it.
up,
Yeah,
you
you
could
ain't trying to
grease
hurt
up the whole
nobody.
inside, the inside of the plane, put
Yeah.
all the air crew and everybody in the front part of the cabin, open
Oh,
up the back lift and
Yeah.
dump everybody out after you finish chumming the ocean up with
No.
finish chumming up the water up and
Now,
let.
if it's them guys from Cuba that they let out into prison, if that was real,
Oh,
I wouldn't-
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
But they,
yeah.
you never know. They probably would be dirty like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, but you know,
Oh,
I got a
Yeah,
feeling though when all
that's bullshit.
SHIT hits the fan, that
Yeah.
they're gonna probably be picking weapons up and shooting like rounds
Oh.
off shoulder to shoulder with us. I
Yeah.
got a feeling. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. Not all
I
of them.
just-
I don't know. I don't know. I know just a couple people from what is that place that's real beautiful down in Mexico? It starts with a B. I can't remember, but they were up here legally, and they kind of gave me their 2 cents.
Bollywood.
Some I don't know. It's a B word, but everything's so cheap down there. They were telling us, and he's like, Howard, I don't really get the whole idea of, a countryman coming up here, just the whole family. He says usually it's 2 people come to America, they'll stay for about 10 years, and if they get a business established, if not, then they just send money home. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's like a family.
Rachel said
doesn't
Tahiti.
up and relocate, but some people do. Weird, but yeah.
Rachel said he said the place start with a B. It's in
B.
Mexico. Rachel's like, "Duh, G Ronald, Tahiti." No,
It's a beautiful name, Bontinent. I can't remember, but it's a really beautiful name. And there's a lot of cabanas
just
with the
giving you
archway
shit.
doors.
Rachel,
know?
I'm just giving you shit.
And
Oh,
look, we're
wow.
told it is so bad down there, y'all. But you can go in this town. That there was this lady friend of mine I grew up with.
Mexico.
Her brother was a youth pastor when I was young, and anyway, she moved to that place. It starts with the B. I can't remember it. When I get back on next time, I'll tell y'all.
Not
And she
Baja.
said, Howard, it is so laid back there. All this stuff about the crimes and all that. And she said, I'm going to tell you right now, they demonize Mexico to be these just killer people and all that. He said, but when you get down there and you see it, their country, shit's cheap, Howard. It's like you can live for nothing hardly.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to get the money, though. That's what's the problem. There's not enough jobs and stuff. So that it's just, I don't know. So she had this cabana that was
Sell
about
fruit by the highway.
$2,600 a year.
You sell fruit by
Damn.
the highway.
Yeah, she was paying for a cabana, all like brick stucco type deal off the beach.
$2,600 a year in Mexico, in like
Yes.
Mexico.
I
Says
can't-
Cubby. Says
it's called-
Chicago Cubby Bear.
I can't remember.
Belize?
Bill, not
No,
is
hold
it
on one
Belize?
I don't know.
Hold
I
on.
never heard of a place
Hold on.
that starts with a
Give me
B
one
in
second.
Mexico. Baja?
No. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back. Hold on. I'm gonna
All
get
right, I'm gonna play this video.
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Why does the shape of the earth even matter? What difference does it make to my life? Firstly, the thing of crucial importance is not the shape, it's the lie. The lie of heliocentrism is one of the most insidious lies imaginable that replaces our common sense and lived experience with unproven theories and explanations from supposed experts. When children are indoctrinated to abandon the evidence of their senses in favor of this nonsensical globe model, a schism occurs in their psyche where they are no longer able to trust their own senses and experience, and instead must trust information completely contrary to it, presented by perceived authority figures. To teach such a false cosmology is incredibly deceitful and disempowering to the individual. And the result is that humanity has become just like the slaves in Plato's allegory of the cave.
Yeah.
A child who learns not to trust the evidence of their senses becomes forever imprisoned within Plato's cave. A world of distorted shadows cast by Plato's puppet masters that blinds them to the reality beyond. So, why does the shape of the earth matter? Again, it's not about the shape. It's about the lie. to fool nearly the entirety of humanity for multiple generations, stripping people of their common sense and replacing it with carefully crafted lies, is obviously a matter of serious importance. It is one of the most psychologically devastating things that could be perpetrated upon an individual, and seeing through it should be one of the most revealing revelations of a lifetime. So, when someone asks the foolish question of what difference does it make, that is already evidence of extreme psychological distortion. If knowing the truth doesn't matter to your life, what does that say about your life? The Level Earth is an epic epiphany that changes many people to their core, affirming their common sense, developing their critical thinking skills, and reigniting a spirit of discovery and adventure. In this way, the Level Earth revelation is holistically helpful and truly transformational for many on an individual level. Even more importantly, however, is if humanity succeeds in fully exposing this egregious lie and finally rooting out the liars, the beneficial ripple effect it will have throughout society is massive. Once these foundational facts are realized, these governments, universities, media outlets, and other entangled organizations suddenly and completely lose all credibility. The resulting mass mental exodus away from the control system is exactly what is needed. Essentially, once the Level Earth conspiracy is exposed, so is every other important conspiracy by proxy, because this so-called mother of all conspiracies holds under its umbrella so many fundamental and foundational facts, and fully reveals them.
Haha.
It's
Well,
true.
that was pretty interesting. Sorry, gang sign and Minnie. I'm not bringing anybody else up. I'm getting ready to sign off here. Just gonna go around, give everybody a last word here before we sign out. I got to get to bed. Ironworks, what do you got for us?
Yeah, man. Saab, man, I really appreciate you at last notice, man, letting me come up on here, man. It's a real good
Absolutely.
show. I know Joe. Joe's a little bit much for some folks, but you know, when Joe does his thing, Joe does his thing. I think it's good. And see, when Joe and people like Joe come on here, it's good to flex what it is we know, because we're just a lot of times we're comfortable around people like us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're comfortable around other flat earthers, and so the information is readily available. We understand basically, I know kind of like what you're going to say next for the most part, and so like I understand what it is you're going to say, and so we vibe like that. But if it's somebody that's still trying to learn, or somebody that doesn't believe it, or somebody that's trying to come up with information that we already know to be false, then we have to be ready to combat that. And you know,
well,
it's good. I guess it's not good practice, but it's good to kind of remember that there are people out there that think that what we know is BS. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's with Joe. It's the same thing every time. Every time, the same tired ass shit, you know. And it's like, how many times do I have to explain this to you? That's why finally I'm just like, okay, well, you think there's gravity and you live on a ball. Good luck with that. You know, I don't know what else to tell you. It's definitely not going to be a convincing thing to me. I find it curious that he wants to keep showing up to flat Earth channels and shit like that. But Joe comes around and talks about all kinds of stuff. So I like Joe. He's cool.
Yeah, I think he knows there's something wrong with the official model.
Yeah.
So he's trying to hear something a little bit more convincing from us. So I think, like me, I need to just shut up and like kind of let y'all work y'all's magic. Maybe because you have a better way at explaining it to him and getting it through to him.
Well, I tried with the teeter-totter last time on paint. I tried to even draw a diagram to show how the relative density per volume of an object within a medium is going to determine whether it sits there, goes up, or goes down. It's real simple. once you get into it. And this whole thing, and I can't believe, I'm glad it never really was it. This idea of mass attracting mass, I was just like, that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard of. You know, I've never seen anything want to draw toward anything ever, unless it was magnetic or it was sitting on a hill or some kind of shit like that. And then it's not because of their volition of their existence. You know, two things just going to join together just because they exist. That's dumb as shit. It doesn't work.
Or if it's your parent and you know the lamppost is on and you're late coming home and they've got a belt in their hand waiting on your ass.
Yeah,
so that's another reason to be attracted to an object that's bigger than you.
Right.
Yeah, that one now.
What do you got for us, Porter? What do you got to leave us with here?
Well, it's called Cabo, not with a B. So I do.
Cabo. Okay, I've heard of that.
Cabo.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I do appreciate this. This is really, really good.
But it has a B in it.
It's got to be in it, yeah.
It's got to be in it, so we'll give you that.
Be, right? Yeah. It's got to be in it. So yeah, man, Sal, I really appreciate this, bro. It's been this was really kind of entertaining tonight with Joe.
Fun, man. I love shit like this. I know it gets crazy, and then Dave's over there like, maybe you're just not seeing things right. That's all. You're just not seeing things right, and that's all right because I'm sorry, Iron, but. Maybe you didn't just hear it right. That's all.
That's spot
on. Trying to get in there. All right, y'all. I'm gonna drop out.
All right, guys.
Bless both of y'all.
All right.
I'm gonna take off from here. So as we always like to let everybody know, don't forget the Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. See your doctor. Get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. And if the shot you heard it, it wasn't meant for you. We'll see you next time on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Good night, everybody.
Hey, how all you glow-tards doing? Just wanted to check in from how you were doing when you all learned about me when you were just little wee little ones, and you were too stupid to question anything, and you know, just wanted to check in to make sure you still believed in me. You still believe in me, right? You better still believe in me. Because if you don't, I'm gonna call you names. Like, you still live in your mama's basement, and you better not breed. That's okay. I know you still believe in me.